from the game of Monopoly on the side of the road. Damn dash from the sun slips on the end of my coat. Next thing I know, I'm in handcuffs and no stranger to life getting rough. Next thing I know, it's futile resistance, dreaming of a separate existence.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He should have been in VCT, I think, a little bit
Okay.
while ago, but now he's finally here with GE. Thoughts on Poppy? Elevated.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Poppy's great. He's really just he's like the safe pair of hands for the team, right? So it's like we've got some inexperienced players. There's no disguising that, and
Hmm.
some of the time they're gonna do inexperienced things. And luckily, we have Poppy Chulo, kind of like he's like the goalie, right? He's like the
Yeah.
back line to make sure that we don't troll these rounds, basically.
Fair enough. Yeah, he has that clutch potential. We've seen him pull off 1v2s, 1v3s, in most scenarios in his previous teams. But he's got so much going for him. Of course, on the same side of the coin, we also got Kelly S, who now is going to be leading this team. What was the decision behind it? How did Kelly S end up in that role, considering all things that you had on your plate?
Yeah, I mean, just day in day out during the trials, I thought he was doing a very good job leading the team when we would just assign him four random players to IGL,
Hmm.
and he would do a great job. And he was also fragging out the whole time and playing multiple different agents. So it was just like the whole package is exactly what you want as like a core leader for the team.
That's nice. It's great to feel confident about Kelly as taking up that leading position. And of course, last but not the least, the youngest, but also probably the most powerful in terms of raw aim, Patrick Y. A lot of personalities there. But tell me a little bit about this kid because his neon jet in those, highlight reels we've seen so far has been amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, I should just answer this as like Patrick. We'll see, and he's no he's great. He's just like he's like every other insane 18-year-old crazy aimer that you have ever played.
हेलो हेलो
Like
हेलो मैं
he's
कुछ
like he's
काम कर
styling
रहा
on
हूँ, ठीक
you.
है? जैसे ही
He
मैच चालू
enjoys
होता है
being
मैं
better than
उसके
people,
2 से
and he
5
plays
मिनट
with a
पहले
lot
आ
of
जाऊंगा.
flair, which is
समझ रहे हो?
kind of what you
समझ
want
रहे
in
हो?
the duelist role. It's like you want
समझ रहे
somebody
हो?
who is
2 से 5
unafraid
मिनट दे दो,
to
फिर
face
बाद में
down
ये
off
नए लाइनअप
boss
को
and
दिखाते
texture
हैं
in the
अपन.
server, and
Hmm.
जॉर्ड
uh,
प्लेस,
Patrick
ठीक है?
is that
दो
guy.
5
He
मिनट दे
like
दो.
doesn't care who
सो
he's
लिया
swinging.
यार
He's
ही.
just gonna swing him, and you better be ready, basically.
I had a word with Juvenile, and he said Patrick is in a state where he actually doesn't know what pressure really is. In the sense, is that kind of one of what he plays with? That's why he's not afraid of who comes in front of him.
I don't know. Honestly, he's like surprisingly mature in certain ways.
Hmm.
He's obviously still a kid, but he's like said certain things and like had little moments where I'm like, this he
इसको लगा
understands like
स्ट्रीम
what's
चालू
going
करके
on.
आके बैठ
It's
गया,
not
ऐसा कर लिया,
just
मैं
like
आ गया, मैं आ
completely
गई
just
करके.
W key. Like
Then now it's on.
head empty, no thoughts, right? Like there's
I get
there's
that.
stuff going on in there. So
Hmm.
I'm hoping that he can handle the pressure. I think he
First
will.
time.
He's gonna be he's got a lot
Where is my
of
tea?
stuff to live up to.
I need more
Juvy's not
bullets.
afraid to put the pressure on him, and
Give
neither
me
am
Yeah.
more
I. And
bullets.
so yeah, it's gonna be one of those like trial by fire things. But he's a good kid. I think he's gonna be able to do it.
Well, we're hoping so. He's been amazing in these highlight reels. Every single ranked gameplay stream or video that we've seen, I've seen of his, especially that Neon, he just slides around killing people like it's nothing. It would be really fun to see him do that on tier 1 as well. But speaking of the team as a whole, Elevated, what makes you feel like this team,
Hello.
is going to do well this year? What have you seen in the last 3 weeks of
Need more
practice that you
coffee?
think
मैंने
has
पिया ही नहीं है, मेरे को
shown
पीना
this
है
team
coffee.
to be
आज सुबह को
a team
हम
that can actually
उठे
compete at the highest level?
और बॉडी नहीं उठ रहा था.
Well,
ऐसा ट्रैवलिंग किया
so
है
I think the
without
first part is
sleep.
that I think that the way we put the team
Mind is
together
awake,
was
body is
intelligent,
not.
and this is not just
Mhm.
being like, yeah, we're smart as coaches, but we legitimately like like I said, we had this big tryout process. We kind of like
Yeah.
allowed the skill to rise to the top, and then both Juvenile and I had some very long conversations about just kind of like what we're looking
Binks
for
किधर है?
in
वो
players, how we
चाय
like to think about the
पी रहा है
game,
और बैग में
um,
फोन पे
what
बात.
sort of approach we have to the game. And so we got on the same page about a lot of
Yeah.
things very early on. And I think that's
Mhm.
super important in the coaching staff that they understand each other and can communicate like effectively
रुक जा
the
FC, रुक
ideas
जा,
that we
Binks
have
will
to
do.
each other, so we can
Yeah.
then
If you
get on the
want
same
to.
page to communicate them to the team.
Hello,
Right? You have to
Ascendant
like
Sun.
all
Thank
be on
you,
the same
Ascendant.
page.
Hello.
Valorant is a game
Hi, Dhruv.
that,
Hello.
in my opinion,
बहुत
is
tired लग
very,
रहा है
very
मैं.
fluid because
Mhm.
मैं
there's
सोची थी
new
सुबह को
patches,
उठ
there's
के
new
स्ट्रीम
agents, there's new
करूंगी मैं.
maps. Riot might just
आखिर
like
देखूंगी
Yeah.
मैंने.
take a map out of the pool like the day before the event. You have to be ready to adapt on the fly. And so it's
Yeah.
really important that everybody has like good communication and the
इनका
ability
sound
to
कम करो.
like um, bring their own stuff to the team,
Mhm.
because otherwise the workload is too much. You can't just
रुका
have
तो
like
वो
one coach
रही,
do
रुका तो
everything.
वो रही
It's
है.
not
Yeah.
possible because there's too much going on in the game.
रुकना.
Everybody has to be able to like bring their own ideas to the
Full
table
नींद
with
में और
confidence and be able to communicate them effectively. And
मेरे
so
को
I think we
कॉफी
did a
चाहिए
really good
यार
job
मैं
with the
कॉफी
team that
बना
did
रही
that.
थी मैंने देखा कि he is
You
not
know,
able to
at
sit
the end
यहाँ
of the
पे
day,
since
it's
he
kind
is
of
on
up
the
to us
call.
to realize the potential
I
that I
thought
think
I'll
we
come
have.
and
But
sit and
Yeah.
I'm gonna
entertain
be
you
honest,
guys यार.
I've probably watched more I say this not
Deadly
as a flex.
duos.
I've probably
Deadly
watched more
duos.
Valorant than anybody alive, other than maybe
Hello.
CME and TMV. Because
Coffee
I've
पी तुम
watched
लोग ने
every
चाय
official
कॉफी
game
पी?
by every team in every region since First Strike. Okay,
Wow.
so
What time is the game? I think
I have my
2:30.
brain only replays Valorant. Like I'm just sort of computize
बड़े टाइम बाद
through
अच्छा गेम.
brute force what a good Valorant play is, and I feel like we make a lot of good Valorant plays. You know, we do some
क्या
stupid
किया
stuff
बिंक्स ने
sometimes.
किया है या ये
From what I've seen,
फौजी ने
and if I can trust my own eyes, I think that we're pretty good.
Well, I mean, it does
Direct
sound like
lunch
a
किया
crazy
late
flex
उठा
to
मैं.
say that you watched every single game of every
हमारी सुबह 9
region
बजे होती है.
since First Strike.
ये मेरे को भी
Hopefully, that's been
ये
helping you
सुबह.
out as well. But there is a bunch of things that I did want to ask you apart from
यार मैं
the
अच्छे से अच्छे से
GE side
मेरा
of
हो
things.
गया था
You
सेट.
know that of course
My
Global
pimple
Esports
patches
has
are still there.
originated
हाँ
from
मेरा
India,
अच्छे से
and
सेट
you've
हो
seen
गया
a
था
bunch of
रूटीन.
players from here as well. I'm
फिर
pretty
आया
sure in
morning,
those,
early
tracks,
morning
you have had a
flight.
look at them, if not even
फिर
first
गया
rounds.
मेरा
But
वापस.
tell me a little bit about what you know about these Indian players. What have you
Struggle
thought about South
is-
Asia as a region?
So
चाय
I'm gonna
कॉफी
be
मैं तो
perfectly
लंच
honest. I'm
भी
gonna
कर
have to
लिया.
lean on you a little bit to tell me some of the stories, just because there's too much
लंच
Valorant to
करूंगा.
watch straight up.
I
The last
actually
Indian
feel like
tournament that I
this
watched was probably
Shinchan fight.
Convergence, I think.
Yeah.
And every now and then I'll just kind of like pick a region, like Vietnam or India or the Scandinavian regions, just to like watch a
अरे
couple of
काम
games
करने
throughout the
ये
season.
सब
But
मैं
my main
जगह में
focus
काम
has always been
करता हूँ.
VCT, and there's just not enough time to watch all the games. So from what I remember, Indian players are kind of in that spot where they have pretty good aim, pretty good mechanics, but the structure of most of the teams is not very good. And so there's ideas, but a lot of it is like kind of copy paste what they see better teams doing without full understanding of why these teams are doing those things.
Just best.
So
What are
strategic
you
depth
doing?
hasn't been there, in my opinion.
चला.
Seems like
इधर
any of the
चला
mechanics
कैमरा के
to
सामने
actually
शाम
shine.
हो रहा है तेरे
And
को
so
है?
Yeah.
that sort of like disconnect keeps them from kind of like taking that next level. But yeah, I mean, maybe you've seen more. You've obviously been a little bit more involved than I have this last season. So yeah, what have you seen? Maybe you can educate me.
I mean, Convergence was actually
आगे
one of
हमारा
the
watch
higher
party
points as
boy
well, right?
अब होगा
Global
मस्त.
Esports was
Wait,
playing back there with the previous
excuse me.
iteration, but we
No wait game
we
bro.
had a lot of stuff go around. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, we can talk
हम
about all of this a
watch
little later
party
because
करते
we've
करते
right now
healthy
got
snacks.
our coach waiting for us to interview him.
मैंने
He's going to talk about the team and a lot
corn
more. Please
मंगा दिया
welcome
dry
GE
corn.
Juvenile.
I will make popcorn
What's
at
up,
home.
guys?
No butter popcorn.
What's up, guys?
Hello,
How you guys doing?
Coach.
Oh coach,
Doing
coach
good.
Hey.
How are
भाई
you?
यार.
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. We're having a party in here, as you guys can see.
Nice. All right. It seems like
I
a
can't
great,
believe they gave you a jersey already.
You have some in the apartment. They're waiting for you, bro. Hurry up.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Coach, I need a little bit of insight here, right? You've been with the team, of course, for the last 3 weeks. They just landed in, of course, the boot camp as well.
What's
But you've been
up?
practicing for close to a month right now. How's the progression been for the team?
Good. I mean, we started out
Jeez,
really
excuse
good. Like the
me.
talent was obvious pretty much day one. But we've cleaned up a lot of mistakes. We've gotten more cleaner, more consistent. We're playing quote unquote, the right way to play and stuff like that. And so that's
Thank
definitely the main
you.
progress so far. And I feel like it's been noticeable progress, honestly.
All right.
दूसरा.
There
नहीं,
is, of
अपना
course,
कर,
a
मेरा
bunch of good
streaming
things
बंद
that
कर
we've
दूंगा,
seen
2 minute
recently in terms of highlight clips. Patrick, who's been on a bit of a roll, he's playing really well with the duel.
Patrick, who's been कैसा कैसे? Patrick
who?
who?
What's the good
Who has
stuff
been,
that
ना?
you've
Patrick
seen
who नाम है
from the
उसका?
team so far that they've really,
गलत बोला
they've
universe ने.
shown that okay.
कैसे
they've
हो
got,
कैसे हो कैसे हो
the
guys?
medals for
Hello,
this. What have you
hello,
seen that's been good
hello,
stuff?
कैसे हो hello?
I mean everything, bro. Like I mean the only thing
Volume
bad
कम
right
है
now is we
किसका?
suck at
Twitch feed
anti-eco.
लो
Nice
ना
try,
है
Sergey.
क्या? मैं ढूंढ रहा था मेरे को मिला नहीं.
His strats are the best comps in the whole world. We're gonna have the best everything. No, no, it's just seriously been really good.
कौन से channel
Obviously
पे
we're not
Twitch
perfect
पे?
by any means. No team in the world is perfect. But I feel like we're doing really really good. And our strengths is definitely our just overall talent. The talent in this team.
मैच कब है? एक सेकंड रुक जाओ. Hey, can I get a sexy quality stream? Thank you. भाई मैं YouTube पे देख रहा हूँ हाँ.
Be a fun project where like we could bring different things to the table.
Hey, router
in
shop का
different
दिया?
ways and complementary skills might make us sort of like level up. So yeah.
Yeah, and then for me
कौन
with
घूम रहा है
GE,
पीछे?
I mean, it's a little similar, which like the
रेजर
opposite
का
field, but
माउस
also
दिखा है
like I
मेरे को
really
पीछे.
thought
हाँ.
that I could win in APAC. You know, APAC
Good.
last season, outside of maybe the top 5 or 6 teams, right? So 6 was secret, right? So outside
Yeah.
of that, pretty much, I think there was a considerable
सेम
fall
मेरे
off
जैसे
in
इंग्लिश बोल
the
रहे हैं ना.
teams in
इंक्रीज
that
वॉइस
range. And
किसका? ये वाला ना.
even you know, making champs, I feel like is a reasonable expectation as long as you can build a good roster, coach correctly, and you have you know, everything down. And so that's one of the big reasons. And then GE in themselves, the talk I actually had an in-person talk with them at champs, and after having the talk with is
Just
actually
saying, ये
Bobbin,
चीज हमको 2 साल से
our
पता है.
Hellranger for you guys. After having that talk, I just sort
जूनल
of
भाई
like
नया बताओ
I
कुछ.
like
Come
their
on.
thought process. I like their ideas, and I really like that it was a bunch of ex-players. You know, the org is filled with like
कुछ crazy
gamers.
बताओ.
Everyone here is
Yeah.
gamers. They're not.
स्टिकर लगाओ.
They
स्टिकर
didn't
आ
come in
जाएगा
this
रात
to
को.
make money. They didn't come in this to do this. It was purely just to, you know, do something great for the Indian community as a whole, and then just their own passion, which I really love.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
I mean, it has been really great to have you both here, especially with the fact that you, you know, have been connected
Bhargav bhai,
with
thank
the
you for
audience
the
you really love, right? With
membership.
the recent streams
कौन
and
सा
stuff.
लगाओ रात को आ जाएंगे.
Speaking of
Just
the audience,
saying,
they've
अगर
been
जी
waiting
हारी,
to see what
बवंडर.
exactly is going to be the schedule looking like.
नहीं
So
हारेगा
today
नहीं
we're
लग
going
रहा
to be looking at which team is going to be facing off. We've got a
सामने
great
LF
game
है ना.
today. We're facing off against, of course.
ओ भाई
Orangutan.
केनियस
Let's
का
have a look
भाई
at them as
एक
well.
बंदा जो मुझे पप्पी
Jimmy,
देता
I want you
है.
to give me a little bit of your
Patrick who?
expectation. What exactly are you looking
Udutan.
at from this Indian roster of 5 men?
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean, we
can I
trialed.
like pause for a second? Huh? Are you playing against T69? Are you playing against T69 or G bhai? I can see एक Makaveli there. Huh? Yes भाई, just saying. मेरे को अब तक buyout का amount नहीं मिला है. Just saying. लाइव पोचिंग हुई है. कोई सीन नहीं यश भाई. कभी एक डिनर पे लेके जाओ यार. I am cheap as fuck.
Ask you, we just spoke about the Indian player conversation just right now, but you know, this is a squad that 2 of which players I believe you've seen, like Juvi just mentioned, Techno and Venka. You know, you did see them in those
भाई
tryouts,
अगर किसने
and of
only
course
off चला है
they
ना
were,
अभी.
you know, doing stuff they could not, of course,
मैं
make it
सीधा
through.
boot camp जा रहा हूँ.
But I want you to tell me what your opinion is on the fact that this team is probably just almost as old as our roster as well, GE's roster. They've just been formed probably 2 months prior to when GE was formed. Do you think that, you know, that newness of GE might come into play here, or
newness है.
they be, you know, pretty much sorted no matter what happens?
Well, I mean, I like that because then that gets to sort of, that's on me and Juvenile. It's like how well did we
Bro, जी के against क्यों रखा? अरे
build the
क्योंकि
team
easy
over
खाना
the
खाने गया
half?
था.
And that's what you guys will get to see. Hopefully, is like
मेरे को क्या पता.
you know, most
By
of the time
Junal, by
on
camera
the server,
focus के
it's
बाहर जा
gonna
रहा है.
be Patrick who, it's gonna be Udaton, it's gonna be the cool plays. But this is a moment where maybe
Junal bhai.
Juvenile and I get to show a little bit like, hey, we know what we're doing because
Junal
we've
bhai,
had
hello.
very little time, and
ये
our
हुई ना बात.
results are pretty good as a result.
Yeah. Do you think that, you know, of course, the element of surprise that you might bring to the table is something that OG might not be prepared for, or do you think, you know, you might, you know, not be ready for what they've got in store? Maybe they could come up with something different, because last year,
Hey guys,
we
welcome
saw in
to the
Convergence,
stream.
True Rippers almost beat
Bye.
that Gen G team, right? So do you guys feel like there's something similar, or is G in the
Stream
clear?
चालू होते ही देख रहे हो.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is like, I mean, the tier 2 teams. I said this. Our entire team is made up of tier 2 players, guys. You know what I mean? We have 5 tier 2 players. And
Yeah.
so it's not like
Patrick
these guys are
is
just
not
magically going
in
to be
boot
1,000
camp.
times worse
But
than what
Patrick
we are,
who?
etc. The top tier 2 players, I feel like, are
Gande
just as
jokes
good as
आ
tier
गए.
1 players in this game. It's just there's other things that go into it, right?
Valor खेलना
Coaching
भाई.
staff,
भाई अभी
strats,
next 5 दिन
experience, all
दोपहर
these
को
other
एक
things.
स्ट्रीम
So
करेंगे ये वाला.
I definitely think
रात
there
को एक
should
स्ट्रीम
not be a
करेंगे
huge
नॉर्मल
talent
वाला.
difference here.
फिर
And
रात
I
को
think this
करेंगे
is
एक
going to be a
मेंबर्स
good
होने
match
वाला.
overall.
समझ रहे
But
हो?
the reality
Good.
is like we need to win. You know, that's the reality.
Patrick भाई है?
The, you know, the expectation is we're going to win
Who था ना?
at least 5-6 out of these matches.
साला नाम
So
change
that's
किया?
the plan.
ये क्या आ रहा है?
Yeah, well, to be
Yeah,
fair,
yo,
OG,
वो है
this
उसका।
squad is actually really, really,
Pop-up.
interesting squad as
उसका
well.
कुछ नहीं।
It's really loved by the people of our country right now because it's a bunch of youngsters who've shown potential, have done really well in the past, and I myself have seen them grow for the last 2 years. So I'm actually kind of, really hopeful that this is going to be a close matchup because
अच्छी यूनिवर्स
most
से
of them
देखा
there
सबको
are
ग्रो होते
friends of
हुए।
mine, and I would really love to see them, do well against the tier 1 team.
उड़तान
But speaking of a little bit of a
Pete
different
दिखा के
side,
जा रहे हैं
Juvi,
अपने को।
you've been in connection with the audience, right, for the last couple
सिम्स
of
ऑन लो है
days.
बहुत।
How's the interaction been with the Indian fans
आए
for you?
कर
I
ले
see
तो।
that you're getting a lot of love
फिर
for
मेरे
them.
को कुछ ज्यादा ही सुने दे।
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm getting so much love from them, but I also love them, man. Everyone's great. Like even just like yesterday, like I sort of told them this. Like yesterday wasn't such a great day for me, like
2:30 को है।
mentally, but like when I hopped on stream, bro, like I was happy.
पापी चिलो मस्त
Instantly,
नाम
my
है हाँ
mood
ना?
changed. And I was
पापी
chill. Like I
पापी
was having
पापी
fun.
चिलो।
And so like yeah, I really enjoy
गाना
hanging
भी
out
है
with
उस
them,
पे।
man. It's just like hanging out with the boys. Everyone's been amazing. There's not been a single negative comment. And I expect that to continue throughout the season.
Yeah.
जीतेगा तो
Brother, I
डल्सी
think
ना।
it's time for you to start streaming.
वरना
as well,
मैं
you
एक
know,
account
get
अभी
a little
बना
bit of
रहा
that Indian love.
प्रथमेश बाय थैंक यू फॉर द मेंबरशिप हर्षद
Bro,
भाई थैंक यू
Shy.
फॉर द
when I have a
मेंबरशिप
little bit more time, but yeah, I'm not a people person, honestly. I like to yap, but I'm not a people person. But I'll stream every now and then. I don't know.
I'll make him
I
get
like
on my
to
stream.
be
Don't
It's
worry,
all right.
guys.
He'll get there. He'll get there. He'll get there. It's slow and steady.
ऋषि
No
भाई बोल
problem.
रहे अगर तो चाहिए तो एक दो
Juvi,
मैच
one
खेल
more
सकते हैं
thing
बूट
I did
कैंप
want to
जाके
ask you,
जी
right?
की तरफ
You
से
are a coach who's been to champions. It's
Done
inevitable
scene
that you've got experience
अगर
of
ऋषि
the
भाई भी खेलेंगे
absolute
तो
highest order. What was it
हाँ
like being in
समझ
champions,
रहे
and how is it different from what we see on our screens? Tell me a little bit about that
क्या
experience.
अकेला गाली खाएगा थोड़ा
Champions was the sickest
दर्द
thing I've ever
होएगा
been a part of in
स्प्लिट
like the
होएगा
20
ना
plus
मजा
years I've
आएगा
been a part of esports. It was so amazing. It's a 30,000 people in the stadium or 28, whatever
मॉडल का
the
रेयर
number
कार का
was.
फोटो भेजा
9
भाई कल
million
मैं
people watching
7:30
from
बजे
home.
तक
Like
ये
it was
कर
a
रहा था
sick experience, super
3
cool.
घंटा
And yeah, I want to experience that
पूरा
again
एक
this year. Like
डब्बा
that's
भर
one of my
के
main
रेयर
motivations
फिर
this
सुपर
entire
रेयर
season
को
is
सब
to pick
डाल
champs
के
because it is
सब रख
one of
के
the coolest events
कॉमन
in
अनकॉमन
the world
इकट्ठा
for
करके
sure.
एक जगह रख के
Yeah, I want GE to be a part of that. I
आत्मा
want the
गई है
Indian
मेरी
fans to be a part of that. I want you guys to have someone to root for at this event.
Yeah, absolutely. And
कैमरा
we've
के
been looking
सामने
forward
कोच
to-
बैठा
Yes,
लेकिन
Elevator.
पीछे से भी कैमरा भाई डबल
I just
कैमरा
wanted you to maybe explain what's going on with the flashing lights. Why are you raving in the office when you're supposed to be playing a game?
Yeah. So first off, we just decided
ये
no playing
विनिंग
match was gonna
विनिंग
party. No,
म्यूजिक है
really. So the thing is it's just like champs, just like events on these stages. Like there's lights flashing, there's fans screaming.
That's what I hate most about this org. Start the game already. पेन भाई
वाह
पहली
भाई।
बात तेरे नाम में ही दर्द है समझ रहे हो नाम में ही दर्द है जब तू पैदा हुआ था फाफा मम्मी ने बोला था भाई दर्द आ गया है जिंदगी में इसलिए तेरा नाम पेन है दूसरी बात मैच 2:30 को स्टार्ट होती थी चुमटिया मैच टाइम 2:30 ही है पता है नहीं हाँ
Doing what we can right now.
जेडी भाई
Thank you, Costas. I have with me the coach of Global Esports, Juvenile.
क्रेजी
Also, I have with me my first copy, the coach of Orangutan, Hacker.
कॉपी बोल
How
दिया
are you guys?
Good man, good.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hello,
Hacker.
Hacker.
Nice to meet you, too, Juvenile. Hello,
जेडी
Juvenile.
है
आपका
बाजू
छोटा
में है
भाई
डीजे उल्टा समझ रहे
Both of you. This is the most important part of today's game.
जेडी भाई सुनो 10 साल रुकना आपका तीसरा कॉपी भी आ रहा है
This decides how the match is going to go ahead. Are you guys ready for the veto?
Yes. Let's go.
Perfect. So it's going to be a coin toss.
Live
This is going
veto,
to be
live veto.
tails. This is going to be heads.
ना हेड दिख रहा है ना टेल
Who would
लेकिन
like to
समझ
call?
गया मैं
Juvenile, you can call.
मैं
Tails never fails.
Okay, Juvenile.
गलत है हेड्स
Okay,
लेना
tails
था
never fails?
हेड्स लेना
Let me-
था हेड्स दो हेड्स दिख रहे
It
हेड्स
is
लेना था
tails. Juvenile,
बराबर है
would you
टेल्स
like to
अच्छा है
ban first or would you like to pick first?
Team B.
क्या है टीम बी
Okay.
क्या मटा मैं ही कोच हूँ
Give me
भाई
your ban.
So I have to ban first, correct?
Yeah, you
we
ban.
Yes,
ban-
Hacker.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we ban Abyss.
Okay. Orangutan bans
good.
Abyss.
क्रेजी न्यूज
Hacker,
क्रेजी
before I
न्यूज
go
फर्स्ट
ahead,
टाइम
Any particular
Ever.
reason why you're banning Abyss?
डीप वो चाहिए अपने को
I think we are not that prepared on that
क्यों
map,
बैन किया बताओ.
because we have been experimenting a lot, and I feel that we still are not quite there yet
Correct.
in terms of the composition that we would love to play on that map.
Correct.
So we're
Correct.
still in the experimental phase. But for the rest 6 maps, I think we are pretty prepared. So let's go with our strengths, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Abyss is
Strength
banned by
देखेंगे आप.
Orangutan. Juvenile,
Others
you're
say
banned.
hello.
Let's go ahead and ban Bind.
I'm good, yeah, I'm with you.
Bind ban. Okay.
इनको मत
Okay.
पूछना.
Global
VCT आने वाला
Esports
है.
bans bind.
हाँ मत पूछना क्यों.
Any particular reason,
गया.
Juvi?
ये अभी लीक होएगा स्ट्रेटजी.
Yeah, man. We just limited amount of time. We can't show everything. Nah, we have some cool stuff that we want to cook up on all the different maps. So we'll see.
कुकिंग हो रही है.
Okay. Orangutan.
जस्ट सेइंग एक
Pick.
पॉइंट जी से मैं निकाल रहा हूँ
We
बाइंड
have to
बैन
pick
क्या
first.
करके.
One
मेरा
second,
फेवरेट
let
मैप.
me discuss.
Who's getting exciting, guys?
We pick Haven.
Okay. OG's first pick. Haven.
Any particular
G,
reason why
your
you're
pick.
picking Haven? नहीं वो नहीं.
We'll pick Sunset.
Sunset.
One of my
okay.
Sunset.
favorite maps. Sunset coming
Sunset.
in by Global Esports. Again,
गन्स इन फेवरेट
Hacker
मैप है.
on
चलो
tape.
जेडी भाई खेलते हैं.
expand.
Yes, let me discuss.
हाँ मेरा फेवरेट मैप बैन करके खुद का लिया. Heavy discussion. Heavy. पीछे कौन है लेकिन जिससे बात कर रहा है?
जीजू नहीं लग रहा.
Tick tock. Tick tick tock.
सब ठीक.
We ban Ascent.
Okay, Ascents will ban.
हाँ ये आवाज कम
G,
कैसे हो
yours
गया?
ban.
जेडी भाई चिल्लाना नहीं है.
Let's go ahead and ban Split Play Pearl.
Okay, so the third and deciding match will be for guys. That was the match veto. Casters, take it away.
Crazy, crazy.
Well, that was quite an experience. I don't think we
जेडी
were
भाई
ready
इसके
for
लिए आया
that.
था.
Jimmy, you got a little startled.
क्यूट तो है जेडी भाई.
But thank you, JD, so much for the unique experience. I'm pretty sure, guys, you've never seen anything like this. Only on the
Elevated
If
भाई
you haven't
काय
already,
हंस रहे हो हाँ?
turn on the notification bell. Subscribe to Juvie, Elevated as well. He's got everything. It only happens here, guys. All right, so we've got a decent set of maps here. We've got a Haven. We've got Sunset.
रितिश भाई thank you for the membership.
Juvie, how are we feeling about Haven? What are you expecting from Haven? What are we looking at?
Yeah, I mean Haven's a pretty set meta. I don't think there's gonna be anything crazy. Every team runs pretty much the same.
G
comp
love
as
but
maybe against
orangutan
Globus,
emotion.
but for the most
मेरा
part,
तो एक
it's pretty
personal
set in
emotion है
stone at
उधर.
this point. So I expect the same. It comes
Aka
down
will
to a lot
it
of
is
mid
nice.
rounding, us making
Yep.
the right
तो
adjustments, and
कैमरा
us
थोड़ा ये
having,
सेट करेगा, मैं
honestly,
रिएक्शन
more than
ज्यादा
anything,
अच्छा
having the
देखूं.
retakes down. And so we'll see.
Nice.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm feeling confident. About our map pools, I think right now our map pool in general is really good, and so really any maps we played, I think we'd feel good on. But I think this is the three that we're definitely confident in.
हो गया 2:30 मैच
Yeah,
स्टार्ट
here
हो
we
गया. वो
have a
देखो
little bit
बैठे
of
हैं
a
ना वो
look
लोग.
at the
हाँ?
players little
अब
setup. We've
डीजे
got a
में
bunch of lights
ऑलरेडी
here.
पार्टी मोड
पेन
And,
भाई
है.
एक और
hopefully
बार
the
कुछ
sounds,
बोला
which
ना
we
फिर
can't
से
hear right
दर्द
now, but
दूंगा
they
मैं
will
तेरे.
be simulated for them.
देखना है तो
But
देखो
Elevated,
वरना कल हाइलाइट्स
tell me
आएगा.
a little bit about Sunset. Why is that pick coming? Is there something like particular about it?
3 बजे चालू
just a
करो
little
भाई
bit of
मैच.
comparison
मेरे को भी
last
देखने
season,
का. पेन भाई यहाँ पे
Sunset,
बैठो.
although we
3
picked
बजे
it
चालू
ourselves,
करो.
wasn't that great of a map. What changes can we see this time on Sunset?
सारा प्रोडक्शन का पैसा अनाउंसमेंट में गया. ये क्या है बे?
Well,
ये क्या
I
है?
mean,
ये क्या है?
2
देखा
days
अनाउंसमेंट
ago,
अच्छा था
we
ना
did the
वीडियो.
perfect
किसने
map
देखा?
veto as always,
Actual match.
and I think Sunset is just another one of those maps that's gonna let us show exactly who we are as a team. How's that for a
और
PR
जीजू
answer?
हाँ.
Fair enough, I get it.
जीजू
I mean,
दिख
I
रहा
can't
है.
give you,
टेक्नो
I
दिख
can't
रहा
give
है.
you too much, I'm trying to.
एक बंदा कौन है? एक कच्चे में?
Caster, coach,
Yep.
कुछ
fair
दूसरे
enough.
देख रहे हो? वालो नहीं है. क्या देख रहे हो?
Let's
नेटफ्लिक्स एंड
talk
चिल.
about a little bit about what do you expect from Orangutan to come in, because they have played Haven just pretty recently.
भाई सब लोग स्ट्रीम सेट कर रहे हैं. क्या देख रहे हैं सब
They
लोग?
played the Penta Pro Series, and they did bring in the Yoru ISO comp along with an Omen, Sova, and Cypher. What do you think about that comp? Playing on Haven.
Maka है
It
वो.
wasn't the best of maps that ended off for them, but what do
बस
you
आज
guys think
इंडिया
about
जीतेगा.
the ISO Yoru
क्रिकेट
comp?
चल रही है.
It's obviously a very good comp, right? It's the one that Fnatic ended up making
Cypher
correct.
Cab.
And so
Yeah.
for that, honestly, a lot of the stuff we did on Haven is going to be a little bit similar to Lev. And when I made some of the stuff, or had
Yeah.
ideas for some of this stuff, it was within mind of countering Fnatic comp. And so really, I think we have a good chance of playing against this comp. I think we understand how to play against it. I've done anti-prep before against Fnatic at champs, and so I think, yeah, I think we have a chance,
Fnatic
to
का
sort of
एंटी स्टैट किया
show that the
मैच
comp is
ओजी के
not an
सामने.
unbeatable, goated comp. It definitely is. It has its own weaknesses.
कोच भाई क्या सीन?
And so I feel like, yeah, we'll do good.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what you guys are
ओजी
gonna
को
be
एंटी
coming up
करना
with.
था,
Are
नहीं
we
नहीं.
gonna have Neon on Patrick Koo, or are we gonna see a Jet, maybe some other comp?
Twist,
We've seen a lot of that stuff, go through.
मतलब नेक्स्ट
But right
मैच
now,
है
I think
फेनेटिक के
we've
अगेंस्ट.
got the players just
Leaks.
ready uploading into the lobby. We're gonna be heading into the game
I'm
pretty
excited to
soon.
see who ISO.
भाई ये लोग के पास
is.
वो हैंड वाला कहाँ से आया?
Favorite
भाई मेरे को भी
team
चाहिए.
coming up. Who's gonna get
अच्छा
the first
कोरिया बूट
ISO
कैंप है ना?
goal?
I'm not sure if OG are gonna stick to this
T69
concept,
को
just
invite
maybe
नहीं
throw
मिला?
you guys a curveball maybe.
इधर
You
टीम में
never
5
know.
बंदे
But
नहीं
if
हो
at
रहे.
all, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Techno. He is the one who
3
played
बंदे
the
ढूंढने के.
ISO a couple of times around. Tell me, have you guys had a chance to look at his? Have you guys had a chance to look at the
नहीं, आप
games
जाओ,
with
duo खेलो.
this comp? Have you
Duo
seen OG
खेलो.
play with this?
No, I haven't seen OG
पिंकी का
play with
रैंक अप हो
this,
गया तो
to
मेरे
be
को
honest
लग
with
रहा
you.
है
But like I
पिंकी आ
said, I
जाएगी
assume
T69.
usually when you're tier 2
I'm
or
ascended
even
to
the tier 1 teams, you steal from the best team.
Which rank you want?
The best team is Fnatic
क्या?
at this map,
Which
so I
rank?
assume a
It's
lot of what
crazy
we're
ना
gonna see
इतना
is
साल
similar
रह
to
के भी तेरे को
Fnatic.
मेरे जोक्स नहीं समझ में आ रहे.
All right, well, we'll find out if it's anything Fnatic-esque at all. Sunset's coming
पहले
up
team बना ले.
next, but Juvenile, thank you so
अपनी team
much for
exit हो जाती
joining
है.
us. We will see you after the
एक
game.
मैच खेला
2
exit.
सेकंड पहले
Thank
खुश
you guys.
थी.
See you guys
एक
after.
second exit.
Good luck,
Entry
guys.
Bye-bye.
exit.
2 सेकंड
Thank you,
पहले
bro.
खुश थी.
सिर्फ वेलकम और थैंक यू के पोस्ट
All
आते हैं और
right,
कुछ
well,
नहीं आते उसमें.
it's just you and me now. We're going to be heading into the game.
चलो हेडिंग करो, हेडिंग करो.
Just only Valorant action coming in. GE fans who've been waiting for a good amount of time now to finally witness them play.
2
They're gonna
महीना.
get to see it
इतना टाइम
against
से रुके अपन.
multiple different teams, and I'm really
Harsh,
excited.
thank you for the membership.
Haven's gonna be coming up. You've cooked up something special. Any last thoughts before we head into the game?
Yeah, I'm just really excited to see how our team does. I hope the flashing lights do annoy them. I hope that
ये
our
मियाँ
rank
बीवी
pushes
का
us,
शो मैच
and
अगेंस्ट
I
जी
hope that
रोस्टर
the
करवा.
game is a close one, and I think map 1
2v2.
for us has always been
भाई ये
one
लोग
where
सब
it's
क्या
like
देख रहे हैं?
it
सबसे
kind of sets
स्क्रीन
the
में
tone
एक ही
for our
चीज
daily
है.
scrims, our first scrim of the day, and so I
Yeah.
think that'll be probably similar here.
क्या देख रहे हैं ये लोग?
All right, okay. I did want to ask you though. You're the man who loves
Hey,
curve
Pedro,
games,
Pedro,
who wants to
Pedro,
see the win rate
Pedro,
percentages, who wants to make
Pedro,
sure
Billy
that
घूम
the
रही है.
maximum and the best
बिल्ली
outcome
नहीं है वो,
possible.
रकून है.
हाँ, वो.
Pedro,
The win
Pedro,
percentage
Pedro,
is in your hands.
सब
Do
लोग
you
बाहर जा रहे
see
हैं.
Haven as being one of those
Pedro का
maps
था
where
ना?
you feel like
ये
you are
होती है
gonna
भाई.
be a lot
Hacker
more
भाई.
confident? Is it a
ये
better
होती है.
map for you?
अकेला खेलेगा. हैकर नाम है करके.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
go.
been pretty good for us in scrims.
Let's go.
But most of the maps have been pretty good for us in scrims. So I think Haven's just a solid map. Like it's pretty straightforward. I think we understand it well.
क्या नजर है मैडम का?
Yeah,
और
it'll
नहीं
let
तो
us
क्या?
play
ऐसे
our
थोड़ी
game,
पता है मेरे को.
like the way that we like to play Valorant, I think.
Yep.
कौन से सर्वर में खेलेंगे ये लोग? हांगकांग. ताकि एकदम
Julie
neutral
did
रहे.
mention one particular thing that the team has in one of the
Hong Kong
previous,
server खेलने वाले.
editions, in one of the videos that he had spoken about, that there is a talent, but the structure right now in the Indian region
Why is the
is yet
AC
to
like
be
this?
established.
अभी
And
चालू
you
किया ना?
mentioned it as
प्लस
well.
सब
We
ओपन है.
need to be able to come up with our own stuff at times and do something
मेंबरशिप थोड़ी
different
सस्ती
from
कर
what
दे
we
यार. भाई
usually
मैं
see,
2 साल
copy
से
paste
सेम
stuff,
रखा है
it's always
पता है.
gonna work.
सेम.
Even the last time when we saw
Same.
Revenant Esports in
क्योंकि हम
Ascension,
दिन में 30 बार स्ट्रीम
of
करते हैं.
course, they
इतना तो
did
बनता है.
decently well. They went ahead by 2 rounds.
कब्जा
unfortunately got
सॉल्व
out
कर
of
रहे
the
होंगे.
bracket.
सबका
But,
कब्जा सेम कैसे? लेकिन
what do you expect from Indian players now that they're going in to a matchup with a proper tier 1 team? Can you see them actually not just Global Esports, but do you think these teams are going to be able to compete with other teams from tier 1?
भाई अगर ओजी जीता हाँ तो आज तेरा भाई ट्विटर पे एक्टिव यूनिवर्स भाई. ये इंडियन टीम इंडियन प्लेयर्स बोलना जरूरी है. हाँ ऑलरेडी लोग टूट रहे इधर.
I think a lot of them are going to be looking at us as like a way to prove something, and so I expect them to come out swinging at us, so we have to be ready for that.
कैमरामैन वो लोग क्या देख रहे हैं, एक बार दिखा दो प्लीज, उसका मेरे को वीडियो निकाल के दो.
That extra motivation.
सब लोग एक ही देख रहे हैं, कपचा नहीं है ये, कुछ और है.
Even if we're technically like the favorite in this, like we
Wallpaper है
have to be ready
सबका.
for them to be trying to prove it.
नहीं नहीं स्क्रॉल कर रहे हैं, क्या है बे?
Well,
Map.
here we
अरे
go. We've got
strats है
game
क्या?
almost
Strats?
locked and loaded. I think we're just waiting for one or two more.
लीक
players
हो रहा है
to
क्या
enter the lobby.
स्ट्रैट्स?
But before we get in, just a little bit more of a insight into your, journey. You were, I believe, at Ascend last year, correct?
Yeah, I was
टिंडर?
a content creator for them for almost 2 years, and then I
आपकी
was
सीन कोई नहीं
assistant
देख रहा है
coach
मेरे.
for their JC team in
भाई
2023.
वो कौन था वो?
and
रशन भाई,
their
रशन भाई
main
प्लीज,
team
आई लव यू.
this year for the second split.
कौन था?
What do
उसके
you
साथ
see
दोस्ती करना है, याद
different
रखने
in
का.
the EMEA region that is different from the APAC?
उसके साथ
What's the
दोस्ती
biggest
करेंगे.
difference that you've noticed in the
What?
two regions?
एक है इसमें रशन, क्रिस्टल
Red,
क्रिस्टल
Um,
क्रिस्टल.
Honestly, they're a little
Suka,
bit closer than
Suka.
I thought
Let's
they
be
would
friends, Christian.
I'd
Suka.
say the bigger difference is between Americas, in terms of like
Okay.
how the players take coaching and that type of thing.
Mhm.
EMEA is definitely a little bit more.
कोई
of
join
a
करने वाला है
slower-paced,
या
kind of
सिर्फ you two?
serious
नहीं अपन ही दो बे.
region, I guess, at least from my experience. Like the teams are a little bit more like business like in terms of how they.
भाई ये क्या है भाई? ये क्या है ये? हाँ? क्या है ये? टाइम ऑन टाइम होनी चाहिए. ये लोग को 5 राउंड का पनिशमेंट दो, अपने टूर्नामेंट है. ऋषि सर, इफ यू आर वाचिंग, 5 राउंड का फाइन. 5-0 से अपन लीड चालू करेंगे, तभी आएगा सरेंडर की ऑप्शन. हाँ, क्या बोलते हैं? अभी ये लोग देखेंगे कि वो लोग सीट पे नहीं करके ये लोग भी जाएंगे, मेरे को लग रहा है. 3 बजे स्टार्ट होगा, कल 3 बजे आऊंगा सीधा. ब्रो जेरी आजकल क्यों नहीं आ रहा है यार?
वो गया था ना ड्रीम मैच. Yesterday
नहीं
he was
लेकिन
there.
मेरे को पता है क्यों नहीं आ रहा है.
क्यों?
मैं बता नहीं सकता. इट्स अ पर्सनल.
अरे वो ड्रीम मैच आज से रेगुलर, ही इज कमिंग बैक टू बूट कैंप ना, सो रेगुलर हो जाएगा आज से.
पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम है,
कुछ नहीं है.
उसने मेरे को बताया था. आ जाएगा यार, ठीक होने दो सब कुछ लाइफ में उसके. ठीक है, थोड़ा सीन है.
Have one character potentially win you an eco round, you have to really think about that character.
सीरियस फेस मेंटेन करना होता है, ऐसे हंस नहीं
absolutely.
देना होता
And
बीच में.
Neon's been pretty much busted, but you are the guy who works around the meta. So what do you like better? What did you like better? Do you like the chamber meta better, or do you prefer the Neon?
भाई
meta?
फोन में रील्स देख रहा है अपना रशन भाई.
I mean, I like the neon
Scroll.
meta because everybody's better at the game. I think if we had
बंद कर दिया, बंद कर दिया. कैमरा में
there would
लीक.
not be nearly as much complaining.
Saturday
The
कौन सा रील
agents have
ट्रेंडिंग पे
kind of
देखने
come
तो
in to help
यार.
fill the gaps a little bit, and
भाई क्या
also
डांस
people are
डांस
just way better at dealing with problematic agents now.
चलो चलो गो करो.
So like, yeah, I mean, I
एन भाई आप भी
definitely-
बोल सकते हो
I
जो पहले
like what
डायलॉग बोला था.
Chamber added to the game. He was definitely broken.
Sorry
I
आपको
think
भरने के लिए.
Chamber is in a pretty good spot, honestly. But the fact that Chamber made people like use utility to clear corners was a good thing. it taught people how to play the game better. So,
Love you
So,
यार,
we've
love you
spoken a
यार
lot
किशी
about
भाई,
the
love
agents.
you.
Let's actually look at what GE is cooking up and what OG are going to be coming in with. The agent select is here. We've had a little bit of delay. Apologies for that. But we are now
कोई
heading
नहीं,
into the
apologies
game, and there
exception.
it is. Okay, Patrick, who's got a little bit
चलो.
of an interesting name there.
LF दोबारा क्या ले रहे हैं?
Got a
ब्रीच.
Neon and Breach alongside Crystal's Sova.
मेरे को
for
DC
Global
को
Esports,
देखनी है,
and on the
DC
other side,
को.
we've got Wenka
DC
picking up
को.
the Neon. So they're actually shifting
DC,
too, it seems,
जब
in a way.
नेट
They've
जाएगा
gone
तो हम
for,
क्या होते हैं?
pretty much the same comp as you guys.
cool. I mean, I know that mirror comps are like kind of, it's fun to see different agents interact against each other, but especially when you're like getting to know teams, I think it's kind of fun to see mirror comps because you get to see like who's better, right? Just without all of like the extra stuff that can go on in the game.
भाई मेरा नजर है ना
Mirror comps, of
LF
course,
पे है,
you like you mentioned, you get to see
Techno
who's
पे
better.
है.
It's also about who's able to actually utilize these,
माखाविल्ली
aggressive
किधर गया?
micro
यही होता है guys,
sectors that you can take
T69
control,
के साथ
especially
देखा
on the defense side, because OG
बायोट अमाउंट
on
मांगा नहीं कि
T62, they're
उसको
going to be
बिठा
pretty
दिया
much heavy on A. They've done that even with their previous comp as well when they were playing with the Euro and ISO. They love taking
आजा
A
माकावेली
main
भाई
control
साथ में
quite
देखते
some
stream
bit on both of the sides they play on. both
Yes,
sides.
bye.
So this is going to be an interesting change.
मैं
because
कुछ
they
नहीं
are,
बोला
of course, turning up the other side of the
आपका
comp, going
टाइमिंग
for a
थोड़ा
little more
कैजुअल
speed
है
now. And Venka, he has been known to be really
यस भाई
good
हाउस
with,
यूज
you
हाउस
know,
यूज
the
बायोट के
Neon.
बाद अरे
Not
नहीं
exactly in official games. He's not played it that much. It's been
Ah.
mostly the Jet. But I'm excited to see what this kid's going to be
Crazy,
cooking up with
crazy.
against Patrick Hill. Both of them, by the way, same age. They
यस
are
भाई
18,
आज
both
अगर
of them,
जीतोगे
and
तो
they're
क्या
gonna be
ट्वीट आने
going up
वाली
against
है
each other. This is going to be a really good
माइक
battle,
आपके पास
and
है
I can feel it in my nerves.
वेयर इज योर बियर्ड
Yeah, I'm getting those like pre-match jitters now. Not because I'm extra nervous
50,000
because my team is playing, but
Yeah.
I'm just excited to watch the games.
मोटल भाई ने
Yeah, I think
50,000 दिया
this
उड़ाने
Euro
के
comp
लिए
is going to be really interesting because it's going to come down to like who anchors and
तो
retakes
इसलिए
better.
मैंने सारे बाल उड़ा
So
दिए
whichever team gives away less anchor kills,
जीजू भाई
meaning
क्या
like
कर
that,
रहे
that
हैं?
last guy who's kind of like
AC
alone
में
on the
bottle
site,
का
इसमें आओ ना इधर
also
कैमरा में
be ready to flood retake because
हाँ?
that's sort of like the game plan with both these comps.
यस भाई एक सेक्सी चैलेंज देता हूँ ठीक है
हम्म।
अगर जीता
हैं?
तो कुछ क्या
हाथ गायब हो रहा है
ओ भाई एआई जीजू
जीजू का हाथ
भाई
विकी ने
एआई
कितना बहुत
भाई अगर जीता कुछ मस्त ट्वीट ट्वीट हो जाए और अगर हारा तो वो सीसीटीवी वहां से 5 जन ऐसे खड़े रह के एक डांस का रील मजा आएगा मजा आएगा मजा आएगा
If you want to be
मजा
notified
आएगा
every
सच्ची
single
बोल
time Global Esports are gonna
वैसे
be
भी
playing
हेलेफ भाई का
next
एक्सपीरियंस है
week,
रील्स के
you need to make sure that
यश
you
भाई
turn
ने
on
कुछ
notification bell,
हाँ
subscribe
तो
to the
तूने
channel,
आंसर तो
and
दिया
follow us on all social media. Unfortunately,
पूछा।
small bit of a tech pause here.
मेरे मुंह से सुनने का
from
कि मैं
OG.
बहुत मार
We
खाया
are
कर
just setting things up as we're going to be
पिंकी ने
heading
कितना
into the
दिया
game
यश भाई भी
quickly.
ना मान रहे
As we should be heading in now. Yep, I think
कर
everybody's
लो
back.
कर लो
Techno was disconnected for a second, but here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The
देखिए
first
तक
matchup
news
is
के
going to be
सामने
running
में।
in
चलो
just about
तीन
in a
मिनट तक।
second. As
who
we've got Global Esports
versus
on attack.
Patrick
It seems
who
like they might want to take in a little bit of a garage take here. OG, once again, like I mentioned earlier, they love their A side take,
देखते
right?
हैं
They've got 4 players right now situated there, and
70
it
पिंग
might seem
अबे
like an
किसका
aggressive,
बूट कैंप मुंबई में
control
है ही
sector
नहीं
towards A.
मतलब
And,
जी का तो मुंबई सर्वर
Esports
कैसे
taking
खेलेंगे
the right read to go towards the other side of the map.
ओजी को
Yeah, I
एडवांटेज
mean,
है
when you're
60 है
playing a
अपना
comp that's
70
kind
है
of built around aggression,
उसका फिटोस
A
पिक
is
इन द
super,
गेम
super
ने किया है
important, right? It's a place where the map splits into 2 lanes.
Yes,
and
sir.
if
उसने
you
अपना
can
नाम
shut
क्यों
it down
चेंज
in
नहीं
lobby,
किया
then it
जी
only has
करके
1 lane. So it
हाँ।
basically
नहीं, पर
takes
उसका
all the
prediction
potential
पूछने
था।
वाली
opportunity
बात है
attackers and just subtracts like a
विनिंग
massive part of their
प्रेडिक्शन
game plan.
पोल तो मैच में विनिंग प्रेडिक्शन पोल चाहिए तुझे
Initial contact towards mid. They're going to take a little bit of space. Garage being the point of contention.
डीसी बाय डीसी हो गया कैमरा देख रहे हैं
Quietness. They're just going to run in straight into it. Patrick is going to be taking the first contact, and DC is just going to hold back for the moment. As rest of OG pushing up towards A. They've already covered off that little part of the map, but GE going to retrace their steps, go towards B this time.
Yep, nice little default from GE. Usually you expect people to be pushing A, and so it looks like we were ready for it.
4 जगह से सैंडविच
Yurotan takes the first contact. DC's gone. Was holding on that little angle for quite some time now.
LF
Now
जिंदा
they're spread out well. Venka might not be ready. No, he is. Kelly is going down. Poppy's going to be taking out Hoax coming on the
LF.
flank. Got a flash to cover
LF,
up, but
come on.
still unaffected.
Come on, LF.
Yurotan's kill, but it's
Come
not
on.
gonna be the case.
कोई सीन नहीं.
Everyone from
Come on.
OG keeps falling on in.
वो की स्किन भी है ये स्टन टू स्टन सब दुनिया स्टन
GE first pistol.
Close
A little scrappy from OG there. They've kind of split out far too much. The flank as
Close
well,
stuff.
not properly coordinated, but of course it is their first time playing this new comp, so we're gonna give them a little bit of a leeway.
यस
as
भाई
to
देखा
how
था
they're
क्या
gonna
बोला
settle into this.
यूनिवर्स ने
Let's find out, because of course there
हाँ?
is of course one more
लिटिल
change here.
स्क्रैपी
Elevated.
बोला
The
याद
fact that
रखना ये सब
TC has come into the server.
बदला
Usually
लेना है
the
अपने
last
को
couple of tournaments, it's been Machiavelli who's been playing for them, who is their main duelist. But right now they've gotten their 6th
Okay.
in to play this game. As well,
Obviously.
so that is one more thing to be noted.
बायोट ही नहीं हुआ है
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know too much about DC, but
देख लो
he's on a very critical
Buyout
role on this
is
map.
to
So
Ashram
maybe that's a hole that GE will exploit, or maybe he'll be sort of the
By
hero
beach tag.
that anything needs.
रीड अच्छी है
Oh, big setup from GE on the B side. They've got a stun ready from Helif on contact. Ready to break recon as well. It seems like OG have got a set game plan here for the anti-eco. And Crystal's just holding,
अब
making sure that nobody...
4
pushes
बंदे
out.
बैठे लेकिन स्टन रिकॉन का कॉम्बो है
More
ना
patience here from GE.
थोड़ा फास्ट है रे
They just
Yeah,
want the first
Crystal has
pick,
a
but
full
OG are
utility
ready to
kit
go.
though.
BT है ब्रीथ सोवा
Yep, exactly.
He's
माँ
got
का
full,
इस
मजा
he's
प्रोजेक्ट
got
नहीं
full
हाँ ना
info kit, so if he
एक
uses
हीरा ही
this,
दूसरे हीरे को ढूंढ सकता है
oh, the timing is terrible for orangutan.
बंग में किक कर दिया
Yeah.
अरे
I'm not sure that push is
आजा
necessary, but
वापस
Hoax
पुश
gets
लीग
one through the smoke.
आश्रम इज ऑलवेज
Crystal
ओपन
caught out
देखिए इस
in
बार
the open here.
तो इसमें भी
It's
बेंच
gonna
है
be a trade at least in the bare minimum.
Makaveli?
Info
हाँ
is gone from GE. They're gonna
तो
have to
किस
rely
सामने
now
है
on new Yudotan, and I was gonna say it, but Venka's ready
Owner
for
के
it.
सामने
A
ऐसा
little bit
लिख
of
कर
trouble
आए
here,
इसको
but they get the ace set in
गया
control.
Makaveli.
That should be taken pretty easily.
Hey.
Not too much of
Yeah.
a problem for that. But the post plan now is where the question lies. Can they win this?
एक थोड़ा स्टन
This is
मार
gonna
के
be big
मजा
time on
आता था
Patrick Hu. Anti-ecos have plagued a lot of teams ever since the Neon patch. So definitely it's always a dangerous thing. Ooh, nice flank from DC, but great trade.
Last player standing.
Oh, it's only going to be Patrick Hu
Patrick
now,
Hu.
and he's not going to be ready for that as well. Helif with the picked up outlaw, and that's going to be Global Esports losing on
Nice
the
one,
anti-eco.
nice
That was a
one.
bit of a hit
That's
and a
okay,
miss
that's
there. Yudotan, I feel like he had total control. He could have gotten that kill, but Venka almost,
Universe
expecting
back
that he's
was
going to be
बोल रहे थे
walking in that exact second. And this final kill from DC, I think this is
हाँ
the most important. Taking out Kilias there actually gave them the confidence to win this 2v2. And this is something you spoke of off camera as well, right? The anti-eco, and you just mentioned as well, the Neon meta has been, really on and off for a lot of teams because they can exploit that speed with the Bucky. Although they didn't use the Bucky here, it is right now in the hands of Patrick Hu instead. Let's see how he's going to put that into use.
पिंक के वजह से भाई
Going to be a little bit pressured from Global Esports. An aggressive smoke to push off that outlaw if it's marked. They've set
भाई
out
ये
the Bucky
भाई ये
with
नहीं
default
पसंद
to
मेरे
a
को
short.
ये सच्ची मेरे को
Folks
नहीं
gonna hold
पसंद
on and
ये
make sure
बक्की
that
नियॉन है ना
nobody's
किधर
breaching
से
any
मार के जाते मालूम नहीं पड़ता
spots.
Yeah, I mean, Hoax is kind of the hero
बहुत
last
लगा
round,
मेरे को
right?
यार
He
मुंह
made
पे
that push opportunity.
कभी नर्फ आने वाला है ये
Against
एजेंट का जरा
Crystal.
बता दो
I think GE
ये
trolled a
क्रेजी
little bit
रेड
by
है ये
leaving Crystal
क्रेजी
there alone in drone form,
ये
but
क्रेजी था
Yep.
it is what it is.
क्रिस्टल
Hoax
का तारीफ
capitalized on
करेंगे
it,
अपने को वो
and yeah, I
चाहिए
mean, if he takes first contact
रशियन
here with
फ्रेंड
Outlaw, it's going to be problems for GE.
हाँ
They're creeping into
रियल
B now. They still got two players left on A short, so that's a bit of a
अच्छा मका अपन
question as to where
1v1 शो
exactly
मैच
this
करते
hit's
हैं
gonna go.
अपना
The
अलग से
spike's
आजा
still right outside B, and it has been completely left open by OG. So it's a good read by GE here. They should be able to get the plan, but they're just gonna tap it and fake it here. That's gonna pull off all the rotation. Then, oh, this is
भाई ये
interesting.
अच्छा था ये
That's
अच्छा
gonna
था
set up Patrick
ये
Hu.
अच्छा था ये अच्छा था
Yep.
अब
What a,
बस
what a call
बैठने
from
गया
Kelly.
बक्की लेके
Yeah, Hoax
होक्स गया
Hoax
होक्स
by
गया गया
Oh, that's a big kill as well. A little too aggressive. Didn't probably need to go for the second there. Long range. Venka's going to take care of him. The plan's going to come down now.
नहीं
As,
पीक तो
it
लेना
is
था
a
ना उसको
4v4,
कोई नहीं रहता
but
तो गन
OG
ले
got the
लेता
better weapons here to fight off this retake.
कम ऑन वेंकट टर्न और वो जो मूवीज में देखते हैं ना
And
इधर
the
से
smoke for
स्लाइड और
heaven,
उधर से सुप
prioritizing the
सुप वो
CT
चाहिए
smoke because of the
वो
Bucky.
चाहिए
We'll see how much utility does Orangutan have. I think they used a lot to fend off that fake
एक शॉट
indeed, so that's
Oh.
kind of hard for them
crazy
to get back
आ
in.
आ आ
Or not.
पैर टूटा
Maybe
Nice.
not. It seems Wenka, okay. And of course he finds the ace. This kid's
Oh
come to play. It's
Eco
the
frag
orangutan.
done
Oh,
after game
really well played. Their utility
right now
was
can't go inside the
paramount
room
from
कैमरा
getting
में
that
तो आना
first
कैमरा
kill
में पीछे
especially. I
ऐसा
feel
करके
like Patrick Hu didn't really need to go any further for that jump.
कैमरा मस्त है वो
Has been
सीसीटीवी
on a
वाला
roll instantly. That second kill was
good
amazing.
good
The stun
good
comes through.
यही
And a
मैं मारा
follow-up
तो
as
इको
well from
फ्रैग
Elf
हाँ
to cover off anybody on site. It
इक्वल
confused
फेयर रो ना फेयर रो
Kilias as well because he was completely frazzled. Could not use his weapon as well properly. The stun this
Zizou
time
ने
not as
उधर देखा
cosmetic as you
कैसा
would think of it to be.
sacrifice किया
जीसू है जीसू है
Yeah, I mean, great round from Venka, obviously. Farming the ecos, and
इसने भी बोला
it's time for GE to punch back, right? This is a huge
love
rifle
you
round.
यार
An
elevated by
attack-sided map. You don't want to go down early.
Yeah, he's got the operator,
Operator
now as
comes
well.
out. Okay.
भाई साइफर बीटी है
That's an interesting
Will
pick
we
as well.
suss this one out? Is the question.
भाई बीटी वाला साइफर है सेक्सी
Once again,
Masta.
OG firing out that A main side. They've got control of it, and they've basically set up Wenka to hold that site all by
भाई
his
टेक्नो का
lonesome.
स्मोक टाइमिंग में
While
मस्त था बे
GE
पूरा सी
maybe
लॉन्ग
poking
पर
on
रुका
C,
दिया
just getting a little bit of information. But Techno's lurk towards deep mid here might be the undoing of Global Esports again. I'm not sure if they're going to clear this corner because right now GE playing a really passive
जी
game.
का सबसे बेस्ट प्लेयर कौन सा है
Yeah. We like to
Crystal.
default on this map for sure.
Love
I feel
you.
like we're playing a little bit hesitant, which I think is maybe to be expected. First official game, right? Yeah. I think we're
ओए
playing
एक
a
ही
little bit
बंदा
more
स्कैन हो
scared
गया
than we normally do,
यार
but overall the reads that
Heavy
we've had are
rotation.
pretty good, and we just need to make sure that we actually do
Full
it
retake.
cleanly.
Oh, they've gotten the site pretty convincingly, and now it's for the
Full
plan to come down
retake.
5v5 as well. But there is a big ultimate available for Venka, and if he goes through with it, he's already entered backside. The smoke's gonna cover them off, and it's gonna be KillES in the smoke alongside
भाई क्या
Patrick,
सब
who
केज
gets that
और
first kill.
स्मोक और
The
वही
ultimate's
सब है
coming in as well, and the breach is gonna make things so much more easier. A little too over the middle here. Hope's gonna get one,
आराम से
two, and another one from Halef. Is he gonna get another?
What?
He's gonna connect it! Oh my god, Orangutan!
One-on-one.
Brought it down to a 1v1 and all onto Udatan now. Yes, however, it's gonna be a little difficult for him to retake this because Udatan has got a lot of experience in playing these kind of situations. He's done it in China once. He do it again. He went for the six.
बाप रे
Unfortunately, Halef,
क्रेजी था
he will not be
आप
able to
लेकिन
secure
peak ले
that
सकता
round.
था
He
लेकिन
was at the right time. It's gonna be Global Esports with a bit
भाई एंटी था
of
एंटी था
an
क्लोज
overextensive run here. I didn't really feel
भाई वो
it
लोग का
push
अल्टी
out
अच्छा था
all the way
लेकिन ब्रिज का
towards spawn there. They ended up losing 4 weapons as a result of that, and they're
लेकिन
probably
almost pro
not
था
really in the good books right now.
भाई मेरे को
Yeah,
लग रहा है जी
huge,
का जो
huge play
लियोन
by
है ना
Yuta
बहुत
to
मारने वाला है
secure that round. This was a massive round for GE to win. Obviously, it was not clean, and
स्टिक क्यों क्योंकि किसने ना
that
फेविकॉल
comes
डाला
down
था
to
स्पाइक
being
पे
a little bit too
इसलिए
excited to chase kills, which is something that we
Yeah.
are
मेरे
definitely
को कैसे पता
working with a lot with the team. So,
ओजी का आईजीएल
not
कौन
too
है
surprised to
हैकर
see it
भाई
happen. A little disappointed that it does, but it's understandable.
Oh, OG, this mid push could
भाई
be
मेरे को याद नहीं
interesting.
लास्ट टाइम मैंने
Yudo might
बकचोदी
not
कब
be
नहीं
ready
की थी
for this. He is going to hold on a really passive window angle. Could give him 1, 2. No, he's only
हाँ
going to get the
लेकिन
other
था
one. He's
रिएक्शन
going to
था
trade off another as well.
रिएक्शन
That's going to restore that man advantage for them. But DC looking for
Balanced
one goal,
agent,
too wide
very
in the
balanced.
open. He's not going to be able to counter that slide in.
One enemy
Going to
remaining.
bring out Bond. That's going to be just another weapon drop, but Crystal
Hmm.
cleans things up. Global Esports take the lead 2-3. Still setting up, still a lot of things that we're trying to figure out here, it seems. One thing that you've noticed so
काटी
far,
की
Elevate,
टक्कर
give me a
लग
little
रही है
bit
अभी
of
तक
insight, what exactly, was this a game
अब
plan to
देखते
go
हैं
on the
काटी
start
की
to play
टक्कर
a
में
little bit
काटा
more slow
चुभने
field
किसको
for
वाला है
information, or did you guys have a different,
मेरे को पता ही
you know,
था
ताकि
sort
वो
of
लोग
strategy
काटा
you
लगा
wanted to go
सॉन्ग
with?
सुन पाए
Oh God, I read you.
Yeah, I mean, Haven's just kind of a defaulty map in general.
good.
Like,
I knew
you know,
Kata Laga was
Hello?
you
coming.
can kind of gamble
Yeah.
and just like guess
I
sets and
knew
get his 5.
क्या
but
बोलो
It's a fairly one-dimensional way to play, and so you got to be able to slow
Hello?
the tempo down,
हेलो
especially when the other team is on a comp that also kind of needs to
हेलो
play
आवाज आ रहा
aggressive.
Yeah.
इधर नहीं
The
आ
A
रहा।
take from Global Esports, this time to deny any sort of control, but Helef holding off a really aggressive angle. He's got a utility, and has the breach. Taking the first contact might not be the best of cases for him.
दोनों जगह
Got
हेले
dropped
हेलो
towards A long. Yudo's gonna go on his lurk back towards mid, and he's been
The lockdown
undetected.
timing. Camera gets the info.
बाप रे
Insane here.
भाई उड़ता है बाल
तो यार,
क्यों
वो
है
लोग भागने वाले अभी।
दो बंदे दिखा फिर भी पीक लेके जो
Absolutely.
मारा
He's
है
gonna get a lot of information. That's all right. We're okay here.
And
You know, we're all from GA. We're okay with that information gain once again. But DC
जैसे
shuts
तारीफ
down
किया
Yudo, and he
लव
puts
यू
out
यार
his own neural theft here to get a
अभी
little
भी
bit
है
more information. And G's been found. They've been exposed outside of C. And
Good.
there's a connection. Crystal might be going down. He just about dodges it, survives with his life.
Crystal है
And
भाई
once again, they're running outside A. Helef
Oh,
sees
Helef.
all of this, and he's
Helef,
to
call
a
दे,
team that
call दे,
all
knife लेके
of
भागो।
Global Esports right now, heading
30
in towards A.
seconds left.
The site will be
Oh, the
conceded,
timing.
but
Crystal
there
है,
is a
Crystal है।
quick flank. Crystal might be caught off guard here.
100%. Goodbye, Crystal.
वन टच
All right, 3v4, big conversion if we can get this.
DC.
Patrick.
ओ
Patrick.
10 seconds left. Last player standing.
Big flash by OG. They're gonna just stick in their boots.
भाई अच्छे खेल रहे हो जी
Strength from strength here. They're going. OG seemingly right now have been in control of most of these rounds. Of
मेरा
course,
बैटरी
Global
5%
Esports
क्यों है
are still, you know, trying to figure out how exactly OG are playing with this new comp. But it almost seemed
Hello?
a little too, you know,
हाँ आवाज आ रहा है
hasty, the decision to run towards A.
हाँ,
Of
बोलो।
course, yeah, time was,
बोलो।
you know, against them at that moment. Flash as well right there. Just a second away before he could have peeked there, Poppy. But overall, OG seemed to be in good control here.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are being very good and proactive. I think GE is doing a pretty good job of putting themselves in a position to like win rounds. but then they're not converting cleanly. We're definitely giving Orangutan a lot of opportunities to come back into rounds.
Spike down.
Oh, that's become
3v3, 3v3.
It's 3 versus 3 right now. First two came in for OG, but Poppy trades it
अभी तक critics अच्छे दिख रहे हैं बैंक का वो वाला मूवी स्टाइल बैंक का मूवी स्टाइल
Planted.
lightning strike if he wants to. They're gonna hold on. The plant's gone down. Poppy under heaven. He's got no particular support. The smoke's gone up on heaven now, and the two players from OG they come out, and Poppy's ready for it. Gets a third for himself. Yuno gets the fourth,
अच्छा था
and
अच्छा था
Crystal
अच्छा खेला
shuts
बे
it down. A bit
अच्छा खेला
of structured crossfires, and GE bounce right back as they maintain.
लेकिन अगर वो लोग एक 1v1 फाइट जीत जाते थे ना तो लेफ्ट राइट होता
Killy
था
and Patrick going down the way
और
they
अंडर
did.
हेवन वाला
Poppy
फाइट
once again
कौन
coming
था
up
वो
clutch
अगर
for his
जीत जाते
team
थे ना
and securing the round with the 3K that he
तो
found.
सीन होता था सीन
See, I love this. We
ये
have to
देखो
set the table before the event
ये फाइट
started,
जीतता
right? I
तो लग
told you
जाता
that we like to do a little bit of trolling because we're kind of inexperienced, and Poppy is
Yep.
like that backstop. He's like, stop trolling.
भाई
we're winning
पापी
this round.
है
So,
ना
just a
पापी
little
छीलो
nice example of it there.
Yeah, a little bit of a straight up walk in as well from Techno, even though Health
Like
did have a
Techno boy?
flash for under
हाँ
heaven.
Like
So,
करने बोल
लाइक करो चैट लाइक करो
decision making.
प्रिमस भाई थैंक यू फॉर द 109 कैसे मेरी जान के टूटे
Contact now. That's good amount of damage on Venka as well. He's got a 61 GE. Good utilization of their utility so far. But it's going to be Patrick's
There's no
job to
way.
check
Clear
that
now.
corner.
Clear
No,
now.
Techno's going to take him out, and now
Clear
Wenka
now.
might be in a good position to actually take out both these players. He's going to go out, finds the first. He's not going to get the second, but Techno
Anti-Talikin.
will
Spike
finish
down,
up that
C.
kill. And G, once again, in a little bit of a tough spot here, walking up C long and just not ready for what OG had in mind.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this round was. Like the disconnect between the two players over towards A was way bigger than it should have been. So kind of just a poor round.
One time.
To be honest.
One
I'm
time.
sure this is one that we would note down in scrim to be like, let's talk about this one in VOD review.
भाई ओजे अच्छा खेल रहा है
Pull off the magic. He's got the first. Oh, a headshot in the
Okay.
second. Techno needs to be careful
30
here. You
seconds
could get
left.
lined up. Ludo, he's got a 16 himself. This team's
टेक्नो जो धूल की उठा के भाग है
Don't peek him.
He's seen all three. There's no chance he's gonna get out of here. One bullet, one stray bullet through the spike. Nah, never mind. He's gonna get away, and he's gonna
Safe,
save that
safe.
weapon.
10 seconds left.
Lucky to be alive here, but give me a little bit of insight. What do you think happened there, LOA?
अनंत भाई आप कभी खेल रहे हो स्पोर्ट्स
I mean, it was actually just a really good job from
कमेंट
Orangutan
करने के
with,
लिए पहले
Techno's the one on the Omen, right? Yeah, he took the
Yep.
contact on long to disguise where the neon was tucked and won that duel. straight
another
up.
good but start
Kinda
है they will
put down,
improve hopefully हाँ
the first
obviously
round,
अभी भी टीम
and
बना है
then
ना
that opened up the round for Benka to peek off and capitalize
Yeah.
there. So just kind of a nice setup on C, honestly, that worked out really well for anything, and DE was not ready for it.
Right there.
Still got a buy here, G. Poppy's the only one.
ये
with a
कौन
bit
सा
of a
मैच है
receiving
शो
buy.
मैच है
He's got
बेसिकली
Scarab, that's about it.
वो बोल सकते हैं
Half
मतलब
armors across three players. There's gonna be
Serious
an
scrim
extremely
जैसा.
fast B hit, it seems. Yep.
but not exactly
Patrick,
screen
the trip's been broken for him. He's taken a pretty aggressive spot already, and that's called off Techno pretty soon. He's not gonna smoke it off just yet. Keeping a pretty much
किसका मैप पिक है
crossfire contact with Hello from both the links here. And GE instantly, after giving that
आज
initial sound, have to
एक्टिव देख
stop
रहे
in
हो
their
यश
tracks.
भाई हाँ
Yeah, honestly, this is a round that I would consider to be sort of
ये
like a
मैप पिक
discipline
हेवन
check,
वो लोग ने पिक किया था हैकर बाय ने
where
हैकर बाय
we kind of
लेकिन
say,
हैकर बाय ने खुद
are
से
you
पिक नहीं
disciplined
किया था
enough
किससे
to
तो
not
बात की
respond to
थी
this, right? And it's
किससे
a
बात
good
की
way to
थी
sort of like
जानने
see
के लिए
whether
देखिए अगले
teams
एपिसोड
are
में
disciplined or not. And Orangutan is doing a really good
हाँ
job.
भाई
not
है
fighting.
है
Oh my god.
है
That was
इतना
brilliant.
भी
The
नहीं
trade-off is even
Guys.
better from GE. Patrick taking
Yeah.
corners.
I
He
know
stuns it, but
exactly
he doesn't
where
check it.
Patrick,
He's still
why?
there. It's a 2v2. He's got a one.
remaining.
BC gets the first. He throws in his own ult. Now the neural thefts have been a menace for both teams here, but it's all up to Crystal now. He's got a drone. He's got a recon coming in about 12 seconds
Huh?
now. Takes it off instantly. Just kind of baits it out to force them to maybe push him some corners that they were not expecting. The recon's gonna find him.
Uh-oh.
And now
एक
he's
ही recon
in
था, कोई
trouble. They know exactly where he is, but he's got his own recon that's come up now.
come
Focus
on
more
my
the fight,
favorite
though.
player come on
Gun's gonna make the difference.
come on
here.
Christian
He's gonna wrap them around. The timing's
मार
perfect for
sexy
him.
sexy
OG, they might not be ready for this. He could find both of them here. And he will find the timing on one. Gets the second. It's gonna be Crystal.
God!
Clutch it out.
सबसे best player.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
Inji, मेरे हिसाब से.
Too close to my neck, man. I can feel it.
Crystal buy from Russia. Friendship
Yeah, I mean, OG is shooting really well. Like, you got to give them props. They're playing well. They're shooting back. You know,
Streamer of the year. कौन?
You got to win rounds.
Yes, I love you, मेरी जान के टूटी.
We've been pretty good at that so far this season. In scrims.
ठीक है आप.
So I'm not surprised to see that happening now. Obviously, I would love to see it be a lot more one-sided. But I gotta say, you know, we're playing a little bit scared, and OG is playing very well right now.
उधर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन कर लिया है उसने.
मैं तेरे को अनबेंच कर दिया माका.
And they've been playing a bunch of tournaments in the last couple of months, so they're kind of capitalizing on the fact that you can put pressure on G right now. They might be susceptible to it, and that's what they're utilizing best. This time around, they've changed the setup. They're playing a double heavy stack on B, and they've left the Cypher on C. Once again alone here on the backside. He's gonna be stunned. He's alive for the moment. Not gonna be flashed out here, but he's still alive. The smoke's gonna help him as well. And there goes Patrick. He gets deleted, and the trade-off is perfect. Global Esports still keeping equilibrium here. They're making sure that they don't lose out too many players, and they've got a rolling thunder now. The question is, are they expecting this garage push right now?
Excuse me? Hey, आप successfully built
Crystal unable to trade there. Nobody was watching garage. That's a communication mistake. And now we're playing solo. Don't like that.
उड़ो तान बाय का थोड़ा aim. थोड़ा सा jump के वजह से उड़ गया.
Going around the block here, they're going blow for blow.
वो jump करके shoot करता ना.
Majority of the rounds have been mostly for them, you know,
people making assumption on G already.
Season they've got support coming back a bit. Global Esports are still finding their way in this game, which is, you know, absolutely fine. We've still got so much more to go. We've got a full second half waiting for us. It's still 5-5.
Actual में ना मेरे हिसाब से यश भाई आपके haters हैं. समझ रहे हो? ये लोग सोच रहे कि ये लोग ओजी को कैसे हार रहे हैं ओजी से. इसका मतलब ये लोग आपके हेटर्स है. यस भाई चैट हाइड दे दो. आई वुड लाइक टू ओपन दिस ओपन पॉडकास्ट वो वाला हाइड दे दो. समझ रहे हो? हेलिफ से हार रहे. हेलिफ से मारा गया हेलिफ में.
Contact A gonna be taken out here. Venka's gonna make sure that it did not exceed more than 1 kill from Global Esports. Yudo's already walked in towards B as well. Poppy's gonna keep an eye out. He did use his ultimate, by the way. Interesting choice to put it down here in this round. But hey, we've seen it happen, and Poppy's pretty much stuck in heaven now. He's been guarded from both sides. Impossible for him to get out of here. Oh, never mind. He's actually gone away, so now he can make it work. Puts down a smoke as well for himself. Yudo's been found, and the spike is in pretty much half the world away from him.
Unlucky. Unlucky, Poppy. If he does any damage,
is this a round that you've practiced before, by the way?
Bichara.
I mean, it's just one of those things where you gotta get value somehow. Usually it's like
30 seconds.
Venka ने पापी को दिया पापी on live stream right here right now.
Yeah, I don't mind the call.
Venka too cold से बना Venka too hot.
He's dangerous. He's dangerous.
He indeed is. Still gets 2 from that round. You said it's going to be a surprise even if he gets 1. But Venka kind of unexpectedly walked into his big round crosshair, and he was taking out Orangutan at the absolute end of this first half. Will be securing a 6 which is going to at least give them a bit of confidence, saying that, you know what, we won't be going down with a deficit into the second half. If anything, we'll go in the positive. And right now, they're looking to maybe fight Garage because Venka's kind of situated there.
And yeah, this is a massive round. Lots of big ults online too.
Bhai 15 stun hai Garage ki.
Bit of an outward peek. Venka mistimed his swing out there, but Hope is going to commit his Hunter's Fury. Does not connect on anybody. And that's going to get rid of another ultimate. They do have a Rolling Thunder now, GE. Pretty useful, of course, if they want to, take garage control.
थोड़ा ऐसा jump pick करके stun ulti के साथ pick होता मजा आता है.
We'll see if GE can convert the man advantage with the 2 ultimates that they have, because not only did we get first blood, but we also got a big ultimate out of the way. So now it's really important that you not give up this advantage here, although he could get us some good information as well.
आप बेट हो चुके हो.
Big bait and miss there. Yuta was not ready for the close angle. They lose another player. Here. First player, actually. They run into the side. The trick's been taken care of. One's come out of the side here. Patrick caught in a really weird tripwire there. Great setup from DC, to be fair.
भाई मार के निकल भी गया.
Catch off and on the backside as well. He's got a flash. He doesn't need to really take that fight. He just needs to set up his team. But the ultimate
Love you,
to stop the aggression coming in from CT has been perfect. That's going to hold off OG for a little longer. And now Hellas basically no man's land, trying to find his own little success here. Not going to be easy for him to win this.
Awkward setup for GE.
Nice.
One comes in, but Tekno finds two. He's going to jump down and find a third as well under. And GE, yeah, like you said, really weird setup.
Just saying, ये तू देखेगा ना तेरे को मालूम पड़ेगा कि कौन पहले आता है, ठीक है?
Not exactly what they were hoping.
तेरे को लगता रहेगा मैं हूँ hater, लेकिन कौन पहले आता है देख लेना.
Especially that trip.
आपके friend का best friend.
Patrick did not at all realize that there's going to be a trip that deep, and his own wall actually helped get his death confirmed there.
IGL का दिल बड़ा रहता है.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Hellas did a great job on the flank. Again, just Orangutang's proactivity has been insane on this map. Like they're constantly finding like the perfect flank timing. And
same
if he
fight, not bad.
Chris's ult there, for example, if he doesn't cause GE to have to worry about this guy on the
attacking
flank,
map है.
that retake probably goes a lot worse for Orangutan. But because he did that play,
attacking है ना?
Timing, they were
क्या पता है इतना buff nerf हुआ agent.
Global Esports line.
सब attacking ही लगता है. कोई डिफेंसिव मैप बचा हुआ है भाई.
As now we switch sides.
अभी से लग रहा है बस. ये attackers गिर जाते हैं.
Themselves, the teams, they're going for an aggressive B hit. They want control, but mostly on contact. They're gonna hold on. But it is a heavy commitment. Yudo's gone pretty heavy outside garage here. Takes a chunk of damage, gets right back. DC's gonna push him, tell him, all right, stay back in garage, no pushing further. As now OG.
Oaks by Crystal by अगर ये hold किया ना नंगा नाचूंगा मैं.
So spots one, but he's gonna be stunned. Stunned twice as well. The counter comes in, and Crystal still finds one.
Hold नहीं हुआ ना.
Hold job here.
Hold मतलब दो मारना.
And now it's retake territory for Global Esports.
Yeah, getting one is insane there.
Spike planted.
Love from USA. अभी सुबह 4:30 हो रहा है सच्ची. आप ये मैच देखने के लिए उठ गए यार. Love you यार.
Yeah. OG's got one. They found another. No, they get on the flank as well. And this pistol round once again. OG in control. They were all on site. They were all just kind of coupled up together towards the main green box. But they were ready for every fight. They were ready for the flank as well.
ये लोग पहले डबल मांगेंगे मैं बोल रहा हूँ.
On the flank, even though the distraction caused from
most
of his teammates was there, they were ready. Techno was, just basically stationed to say, you know what, he's gonna come on the flank. You take care of only him. We'll do the rest.
Yeah, I mean, Crystal kind of played hero role for GE for a minute there, but
already double है. Shit.
A similar setup here. This time around, they're more focused on C, Global Esports. There's Orangutan playing a bit of a default.
Why don't you try and balance for any personal reason? मेरे PAN card और आधार card में है personal reason.
A little antsy about peeking at no holes. Is discipline, gonna not give up anything here. And GE have completely committed to the C site here.
Yeah.
मेरे young days में क्यों नहीं आया
It is of course their eco, so it's not gonna be too much of trouble. They could just go back and try to drop as many weapons as possible on the flank. But the biggest problem that's gonna be for them is actually DC sitting outside garage. Free site available for OG. They're gonna get the plan pretty much around.
IGL के calls थोड़े casual है, लेकिन read
Of course, a great flank comes in from Global Esports. Not gonna be the case. DC doing a bit of an exploratory mission here. He might just be able to find one. Nope, he just gets slapped right in the face.
हल्का सा वो CCTV देख सकते हैं ये shot के बाद.
That's neon for you.
थोड़ी reaction देखनी.
Can we get more? No slide this time.
मैच ने आपकी स्ट्रीम देखने में सच्ची love you.
It's gonna be easy for him to pick up at least two. He does give. Okay, that was a little. I think he kind of
backfingered that. देख के free fire किया ना ये.
Gonna be one more. GE pulled this out of nothing, and oh my God, Patrick cool.
Good one, yes, back. Good one.
Patrick,
Hey
how?
man, anything you
Good
can
one.
do, we can do better, or at least
Well,
as well, I
that was
suppose. We'll take the
embarrassing.
thrifty
This
after the pistol
agent,
round
man.
loss.
भाई स्ट्रीम स्नैपर का अपन
I'm
कॉट
actually
इन
not sure
10K
why
किया है
Wenka shot that. I'm pretty sure he fat fingered.
स्ट्रीम
the
देखो
white
बोले
point
एक
there.
बंदा आ रहा है सीधा प्रीफर है देख
100%. Yeah, it's
Really unfortunate.
unlucky.
But
Unlucky
the
for him.
fact that G capitalized so quickly on just that one little,
Huh?
bullet push was incredible.
वेंका भाई लाइक
And,
करके जाना
Patrick, of
कॉट
course,
इन
making it
4K
all
हुआ
happen.
है
And now it'll be interesting because a lot of times for like these young players, it just takes like one round where they feel like, oh yeah, I can just shoot these guys, right? And I mean, let's be honest, Patrick has been a little bit more Patrick Y than Patrick How this game.
Yeah.
And
Okay, what?
maybe he just needs a round to wake up.
Yeah, probably that was the round as well. Hell of a little bit question mark moment there, just walking in with his knife towards the beast that I was expecting nobody to actually be peeking that angle.
उसको मालूम नहीं था राउंड चालू हुआ
Good
है
after
वो
shot
कॉल दे
does
रहा था
give
वॉक करके
a chunk of damage to Hope. He's got 20, and Wenka doing exactly the same thing that Patrick did.
आया वेंका एक और
But now it's on to Yudo to trade that back. He's giving a bunch of damage himself. Hope's gonna be found here. GE flooding into the side from that A.
रनिंग रेस चल रही है बैलो कभी चालू होगा पता नहीं
And it's gonna be
भाई
Patrick saying, I
है
can do it
है
as well.
नियॉन है
This time with the Guardian. The securing the round there got a little scary.
मुझे लगा हर
towards
दो
a
राउंड
certain
बाद
point
ऋषि
when
भाई
Wenka
जिद
got that
कर रहे
first
हैं इस
kill
भाई को
onto,
हाँ
Kelly.
क्या
But hey, they secure it really well, coming that triple flood on from A Link.
Yes,
And
bhai,
of course,
if
Patrick,
this is
like
false,
you said,
just
elevate.
give him hide.
The minute that first round
वैसे
comes in where he
भी
can feel,
meetup
okay,
पे
now we
मिला
can
है
start shooting, it seems like he's got the confidence. to
सौरभ
run
भाई
into it.
गाली खाओगे क्या
कब मिला मीटर
Yeah,
मेरे को नहीं
hopefully.
पता ऐसे
I
बोलो
mean,
बहुत लोग मिल चुके हैं ना
again though, it's just every round there's a neon with a shotgun.
याद ही
It's
नहीं
starting
रहता
to feel a
नाम
little bit like that chamber meta. I'm telling you, it's like you cannot take eco
2 लाख
rounds
आया है
right.
अब तक
It's one gun, 800 credits or 850 or whatever it is.
मैं वेंका स्ट्रीम देख रहा था ना
It's
सच्ची
a
बताओ
scary,
वो
it's a
राउंड
scary thing to have in the game right now.
Oh, they're going towards A this time to set up tier. Patrick still got the Guardian, but he's got his ultimate as
Red
well.
light.
And he's gonna trigger it out. Check your corner, Patrick again! He misses the corner, but Tekno will be taken out thanks to the aftershock. That was a great setup eventually. Even if he didn't
फिर
take
भी
that
अच्छा
corner, he's
defend
gonna
किया
get taken
पे
out there. And
कंसिडरिंग
Global
कॉर्नर में
Esports
देखा
A hit has been successful, barring the 2 players that they've lost, and they've even got the spike in there.
पहला स्पाइक लेना था
Let's see how
Okay.
we play this one. Okay, they come in. 2v1.
ये सब आधा आधा क्लियर
Good
क्यों कर रहे हैं
reinforcement
सब
by
लोग
Unicon to come over there to A.
Yep.
Got the information that everybody was there, came to join the fight, and cleans it up.
Absolutely. It was
भाई वो
man, you
चेयर
can see
का
the
थोड़ा
minute they
टैग
won
हट
that
जाता
eco
तो
round, it's almost like they've turned up, the velocity.
क्रिस्टल
It's
बाई का
gotten
चेयर का
straight
थोड़ा
up there.
टैग हट जाता तो
And it's been amazing so far
नहीं
these last
चेयर
3 rounds.
एक
Once again,
सेकंड
Patrick does need to, give a little bit of an attention to his corner checking. Even though it was covered off by Kelly's aftershock, it's still something that needs to
वो
be,
दिखा नहीं सकते लोग
making
प्लेयर
sure that
कौन है
he does
ग्रीन
it well.
स्क्रीन
Once again, that A side, like I mentioned, OG love exploiting and working that A side both on their attack and defense.
मेरा सामने
This time, they've just walked into it
Okay.
short here.
बोलना मत
I'm
क्या
not
है करके
sure
Yes, I mean,
Yeah,
they're going to expect 5 here.
Ooh, Venka.
हैं
The right timing here.
ये है गेस द रैंक वाला भागा भागा नाइस दैट्स अ ग्रेट शॉट
Not sure what
ब्लाइंड आया
Yeah.
but we do have a lot
अटैकर
going
जीत
on.
रहे मारा ट्रेड हुआ यहाँ पे एक और
You
ब्लाइंड
can't
सामने
count
वाला
up and
ब्लाइंड
down.
एक और
Okay,
मारा
listen, I
ठीक
heard
है
a shotgun.
2v1
Pretty sure I heard Neon
का
die.
सिचुएशन है
Not
ओजी
sure
के
who's
दो
winning
बंदे
right
बचे
now,
जी
but
का
I'm
एक
gonna just guess
रिलोड हो रहा है
that GE
सब रिलोड
come
कर रहे हैं अभी
out
ड्रोन हो रहा है ये बंदा भाग रहा है
with at
ठीक
least
है
even
ठीक
numbers.
है
बाकी चलाएंगे
प्लांट करो
Last player standing.
लास्ट प्लेयर स्टैंडिंग है एक ही बंदा बचा ओजी का
नियॉन है जिंदा है अभी
लॉन्ग साइड में है और यहाँ पे फ्लॉलेस 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 फ्लॉलेस
Who
अमेजिंग
uses that skin?
रेडिएंट रैंक गेस द रैंक चैलेंज रेडिएंट रैंक है मेरे हिसाब से स्क्रीन स्क्रीन का साउंड भी गया है अभी कोट अब गेस द रैंक चैलेंज के बाद हम खेलेंगे गेस द गेम चैलेंज कौन सी गेम आने वाली है आपके टीवी स्क्रीन पे आगे
रीस्टार्टिंग इट ओके
ओ क्लिक सुनाई दे रहा है किसका
जेडी
तो
भाई आए रीस्टार्टिंग इन 2 मिनट
They're
अरे
not on
नीचे
screen.
था
जेडी
comment.
बाय हाउस इज किधर है
नीचे ये रहे ये रहे, ऊपर गेम मास्टर जेडी ऐसा लिखा है देख
हाँ
रहा
मेरे
है?
को भी पता है लेकिन है
Right
किधर?
there.
अबे अंधा है तू।
I'm there.
जेडी पे कुछ स्पैम में लिखो.
All right. Apologies, guys. A little bit of a moment there of technical issue, but we're back. We should be starting
Careful
the
there.
game right off the bat. And
Did
as
we
you can
catch up, by the
we
way?
did win that
Love
last
you.
round.
No prod pause needed.
Flawlessly, we heard.
Huh?
It
Yeah.
looked dangerous, but it was a flawless victory. So
All chat पे banter हो
we'll
रही
take
है.
it.
Apologies from the production behalf,
There.
ladies and gentlemen, but we are set.
Set. कौन जीता last round?
It seems like Emmy has a Fat Finger remix there, but he's really sorry for it, and he's making sure that it continues on good pace now. As Global Esports 2 want to keep pressing on their pace, take a little bit of a info peek on
जी
Sports
जीता.
Outside Garage, give a little bit of
मैं भी
detail.
वही बोला
But
था.
that's gonna pull off OG to actually come and
Chat
reclear
like
that
कर दो
area.
यार 6000 लोग
They've
देख रहे
been
हैं
doing that
6000
really well
like
this
नहीं
game
हुए.
as well. They've been on the reclear for so long.
ये देखो
And look
दोनों
at
side
this,
पर
DC
DC.
and Yudo just standing right next to each other across walls there towards A short, waiting for the first one to make the move. As Global Esports
Nobody
now
breathed.
re-clearing the area that OG first went to, and this flank could be everything.
Yeah, there's a
Walk in
trip
करके
here.
LF को मारेगा तो मजा आएगा.
So as long as DC stays alive,
LF by walk पे पकड़ के खड़े.
this could be a very weird timing. Where
अरे.
DC peeks and dives.
Flash out.
थोड़ा walk in करके मार दो मजा आता. क्या होता?
Oh no, it's gonna be Yudo who peeks and dies. He went to check it out because he thought it's gonna be a P hit, and OG worked that perfectly. Ready for the flank, ready for anything
Spike
coming their
planted.
way in this round. That tripwire was everything. DC staying alive, like you mentioned, Elevate. The longer he stayed alive, that tripwire was causing a nuisance to Global Esports. They had to break it, and the minute it was broken, they committed 3 players to go and make sure that the flank just was not going to amount to anything. And that's left Kelly alone now in this 1v4. He's gonna have to save this weapon.
मेरा brain lag हो
This
गया. मेरे
should
को
give him a
लगा
little
ये
bit more
LF था.
time to actually discuss what's going on. And I'm
Brain
actually,
lag.
I mean,
Brain lag.
curious if at all Juby's actually gonna call in a timeout anytime here. To maybe give a little bit of insight as to what he's seen that could be different, what they can do separately in the upcoming rounds.
Yeah, not sure honestly. I think really you just want to use timeouts if you hear something bad in the
Yes
comments.
भाई गलत वायर
or
निकालती
if,
थी.
you don't hear your IGL or team
कौन सा
talking
100
about
base
things.
प्राप्त हुए? जिसमें उनका.
If he doesn't call a timeout, it must mean that the comms are fine. And yeah, I mean this is gonna be just kind of a grinder of a map.
भाई
every
उड़ोतान पापी
round.
sexy खेल रहे हैं ना लेकिन.
And just and the momentum swings are back and forth.
Absolutely. All 9 and 9 so far. A bunch of ultimates available on both sides here. Hunter's Fury for both of them.
Revealing area.
And it could be pretty much a game changer.
ये
A
recon
once
एक crunch
again
वाला.
taken control of by Global Esports here. Denied
वाला
by
का
just
camera
one
है.
flash and
There
one
is no
stun.
crunch.
Patrick's gonna
Only
keep that in
space.
control alongside his teammate as OG now explore garage, and they've got no tripwire stopping them, but there is a camera spotting their cross. Yudo, he has been really vital for his team so far. Needs one more round.
भाई वो
to
लोग का
maybe
retake
go that
fast हो
way.
सकता है.
Kelly, he's expecting to see hit. He's got his stun open.
ये attack
Gonna
जीत
be
गया
jumping
OG
at the
लेकिन.
contact. The stun comes in, and there comes the Hunter's Fury as well. Crystal connecting the first is not going to get the
Spike
connection
down,
to
C.
kill it off, but Helef will go down to Yudo's Vandal instead.
Lag हो रहे भाई देखो भाई OG
And
lag हो
OG
रही.
have been stopped in their tracks. They've lost their main control initiator.
Arshal, thank you for the
Down in a bit of an
membership.
awkward position as well. So retrieving that's going to be priority, but they do have the Omen ult to secure it. So Techno's going to be able to pick it up. 1-for-1 trade once again outside C. B's been taken control of, and now they're heading actually in towards the A site. Spike's going to be picked up. No problem at that.
30 seconds left.
But do they know
Ooh,
Poppy's
Poppy could have a
position?
crazy timing, yeah. He could have a crazy timing here.
भाई वो लोग को लेकिन मालूम रहना चाहिए कि यहाँ पे हो सकता है.
They seem to expect that somebody is probably playing long though, so he's gonna hold the space.
They do
Oh,
have
double heaven
Binks
kill रहे बे.
ultimate, and he's on heaven. He could cause a lot of
Double
trouble
heaven
being
kill
in this
रहे.
position. It's all about checking it. They are gonna take the first
Lug
peek
गया.
comes through. Wenka's gone down to
नहीं, under kill
47.
लगा.
The stun comes through. He's gonna hold him off for a second.
क्या चल
He's
रहा
gonna
है?
have to just tuck in behind the green boxes. Recon Zad. DC's been found. gonna be a bit of a firefight here. Venka gets the first.
God,
He's ready for it,
God,
and he
man.
gets Crystal at the right time.
Last player
Global
standing.
Esports crumbling to pressure as they just cannot find a break as to where
क्या
exactly.
बोला यूनिवर्स ने?
Again, mistiming here. OG.
क्लम्बलिंग
Well in
बोला
control, and there it is.
जी को
Juvenile
ये गया.
calls a
अभी भी
timeout.
आया था ना जी में. Hey.
Yeah, I think deservedly so. I mean, that was a round
Time
that Global
out,
should have
time
won.
out, time out. Shit.
Once-
भाई
once-
वेंका का एम है.
Once Venka didn't get that
वेंका
kill
का एम है.
happen,
क्यों बोला वो
and
रिटायर होने
Patrick
वाला है
took that
करके?
space, got him down to 45 health. That should
Aim
have
है,
been a
aim है
pretty easy
वेंका का,
collapse.
aim
I
है.
think Poppy was a little bit late and long, and also Crystal was just like in the open with utility in hand, which is very rare. So yeah, I mean, just kind of a couple of mistakes
This is
timing
still
wise, and
stuck
also
away
just
मेरे हिसाब
positioning,
से.
which is it's like basic stuff that you shouldn't really be doing, but
Yeah.
these
क्या
things
boot camp
happen,
पे देखो
especially
guys,
when the
कुछ
team
दिख
is
रहा है
kind
क्या?
of like feeling the
Binks?
pressure of the moment.
Well, Global Esports. They
वो
have
चेयर
now
का थोड़ा
got a lot of thinking to do.
सा
What Juvi's actually
भाई
going
वो
to be,
क्या है
you
वो
know,
हर चेयर पे इसके चेयर पे
giving
भी
them
है वो नीचे
instructions
लटकने
is going
वाला.
to be seen in the upcoming rounds. If they do have
Hack
a buy,
नहीं.
that's not going to be a problem. They've got the money for it. But if they
कोई
end
सबने
up,
कौन सा
you know,
मैच
kind
चल
of
रहा है?
conceding
शो
in
मैच
this,
है
it's
रे
gonna be a
बेसिकली.
little bit trouble for the economy. Three
मतलब
players, yep, they
स्क्रिम्स
do have money.
बोल
I
सकते
think
हैं,
maybe
लेकिन
one more
स्क्रिम्स
round
का क्या रहता
possible,
है?
but they shouldn't be
स्क्रिम्स में
looking at losing this
लोग
round
एक ही चीज करते
anyway,
हैं
for
या
that
फिर
matter.
कुछ सीखने के लिए करते हैं. इसमें
And
लोग
Yeah.
जीतने के लिए
they've got a
खेलने की
good set of
टीम
ultimates as well to utilize in
कितना
this round.
प्रैक्टिस किया है और क्या
Yeah,
क्या
so does
स्टैट्स
Orienting
वर्क
though.
कर
So
रहा है.
this
तो वो
is, this
सब
is one
करने के
where
लिए
who
उस
comes out of
शो
it with
मैच
the ult advantage is kind of going to dictate
वो
the
शो मैच
everyone's
होती
map,
है.
I think.
It's that
BO3
first round,
BO5
the pistol
सारे
round
मैचेस
that
भी
they
होती
did.
है.
They're going to keep control of B, but they're actually going to walk out this time because no contact. DC holding a pretty passive position, just going to make sure that Garage isn't being pushed upon. And they've set up Patrick in a pretty deep position. They're going to let him stay there as he's going to have his Omen just kind of, you know, bait out for him as much as possible.
Imagine losing to non-assistant qualified
OG,
team.
will they clear this angle is the question.
ए तू वही है
As
ना?
Folks is actually trying to
Jake
fake
Paul ने
out
कैसे
towards
हराया
C.
Mike
That's
Tyson
actually
को?
pulled off Killius
वही
towards
है ना
there.
तू? हाँ?
Yeah,
इंडिया 5 साल में
pretty
पहली
much
बार
no
कैसे हारी?
information for either team right now.
बांग्लादेश के अगेंस्ट वही है ना रे तू?
Patrick's actually gone away from there. He wasn't spotted, but he heard some sounds and he's gonna get away. And now they know, you know, that
शो
there's
मैच
only
में
one
लोग रो
player
रहे
that's
हैं.
been spotted. Yeah, he's
This
cleared out
pushes
C.
everything.
B seems to be the call. A right now is going to be where G currently sit, but OG, they will get the site pretty much for free. But here comes the ultimate, and now Patrick's job to actually get in and
heavy,
force them
बहुत
out.
ulti.
The floods
कोई
come
मारा
in, but
नहीं
the
लेकिन.
flash is amazing from Techno.
बहुत कुछ हो रहा है,
Yuno
लेकिन कोई
caught
मारा
out the
नहीं.
open. DC's gonna find him from outside garage. One
अभी बहुत
the
कुछ
trades
हुआ,
are going
अभी
in,
बहुत
but
कुछ
GE
हुआ.
ready for
अभी बहुत कुछ हुआ.
everything as they flood into the side.
कौन सी
force
टीम
the
से
fight
टूर्नामेंट
to
से वो
interrupt,
पता नहीं,
and
लेकिन
time
शो
is
मैच है,
against
सारे बेस्ट ऑफ
OG
3 है.
here.
Standing.
हर दिन
They
जी
cannot
का ही
do
मैच है
anything.
अगेंस्ट
A really
डिफरेंट डिफरेंट
chaotic
टीम्स.
run. I couldn't even really see what clearly was
कि
happening.
वो लोग का
on
कौन
that
सा
side.
स्टैट्स वर्क
But-
कर रहा है और लोग कैसे
Yeah.
खेल रहे हैं और क्या क्या
The,
गलतियां हो रही है.
the
ताकि
crucial
अभी
thing
3
was
महीना
that
टाइम है ना.
the spike
Season
was
चालू होने
stopped
में.
from being planted because after the
3 महीने में वो लोग को सब
Omen
पॉलिश
still
कर
got
रहे
in
हैं.
there and looked like Techno
अभी
was trying to
पिज्जा
plant.
ऑर्डर किया है,
Or
इंस्टा
not Techno,
मेंशन
sorry.
किया हूँ.
Somebody else was trying to plant.
पिज्जा का
Yeah,
स्टोरी
I
डालूं
think
मैं. अच्छा वॉच
It
पार्टी देख
just
रहे
stopped
हो.
it
डन
just
डन
before the
ला
spike
भी
went
दस.
down, and at that point the round kind
मेरे
of
को
became
भूख लगा लेकिन.
irrecoverable. But it's a massive round
Banco!
for GE. Obviously investing
पिज्जा
the
खाना है?
bridge out there, but getting
नहीं
the
खाऊंगा.
Hunter's Fury in response
वड़ा पाव.
is a pretty good trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
हमको वड़ा पाव.
They've taken out a little bit more cash as well, but OG still gonna be, I'm
Mr.
pretty sure,
Mr.
easy to buy up in this round. And
Mr. you can
while
have.
Budo's
Then
push,
go
of
and
course,
have
give
no.
them quite a bit of information. I think that was actually what won them the round,
I would like
you
to
know,
apologize.
eventually.
Manga.
Because if he hadn't pushed out
Yeah.
C, they would have still been
Battery
confused about
नहीं है,
whether or
क्या
not this is going to be, you know, an open hit on
Cage
any part of the
triggered.
map. But for now, it seems OG have actually gotten
Basically,
this
अपने
side
scrims को
pretty
sync कर रहे हैं,
convincingly.
basically.
Udo's gone back and he's going to wait for
लेकिन
the
स्क्रिम्स
flank to
कैसा
come in
रहता है?
here.
स्क्रिम्स
Aftershock to stop them, but it's not
20
going to.
क्या
Patrick's going to
रेस
swing out, force them to, you know, kind of go into
26 राउंड के रहते हैं.
They
ऐसा
clear out
कुछ
the left side, but the Rolling Thunder
Skills वैसा
comes
रहता
in to stop this flank. And OG
26
now need to
round
push in.
कुछ
CT,
भी आएगा
Udo's
तो
going to get
खेलने का
one,
ऐसा.
but that's the only trade. 4-man flank. Can they actually make this retake happen?
That time is
Big
crazy. They need to get in, start the season here soon.
Scanning ahead.
Last player standing.
DC caught at the outside
Amort में क्या
position.
खाया था भाई?
He loses the right angle.
Amort में क्या खाया था?
Incredibly patient there to make sure that they don't really lose players on that flank, because I feel like if they had lost Patrick Hu there, it would have been really difficult for them to actually flood into the side the way they
आदित्य
did.
भाई मत करो सर हमने
That
क्या
back
Actually,
lane
I mean-
gave them everything.
That is like vintage Patrick Hu right there. That's what we want to see from him more often. It's like
भाई कि
really
अरे
well
एड्स
controlled
होने क्या
aggression.
पहले
Like
बोलने का
he's
नहीं
taking space from them. He's putting tons of pressure, but he's not going too far. Yeah, it's a really, really fine line for him to tread. And you know, for an 18-year-old,
उसको बोला मत
it's
लिखो
definitely
तुम लिख
something
रहे हो यार
that he's going to have to just, like constantly
He's a
work on
bigger
this year. But
person,
that was a great
dude.
example
Not
of
in
what he can do as a player.
Absolutely.
बजना जरूरी है
You know,
आपको
waiting
भी।
for the camera to be popped in from DC, but it's not going to be the
Huh?
case. They're just going to walk out towards Garage. It seems like they're going to set up Wenka to actually slide in, while GE have completely cleared off a main.
Kill करो
Yudo needs to get away. There comes the ultimate, but he's going to be caught out. Wenka
That is
too
all
quick.
based
Man.
Broken
That
indeed.
ult, man. Just
बोलो
insta-gift
for
him
Oh,
after
क्या
the
कुछ
last
बोलो हो जी
shot.
इम्प्रूव तो किया है ना क्या बोलते हैं
All right, we're gonna have to scrap for
Planted.
another one. Crystal's low too.
फर्स्ट राउंड फर्स्ट
Not
हुआ
looking good for
गरम
GE.
करो
लग गया
Good
Venka.
decision for them to kind of wait out for Wenka's ult to actually
Language.
expire.
हाँ तू भी
Stun's
दे
going to hold them back just a little bit longer. Utility being
टर्न वाली गेम
put down here, but
Neon
Wenka, he's
stun.
done. Default outside,
Blink
recon,
stun.
perfect. Techno's gonna get a trade though. Wenka still finds one,
Last
and
player
GE
standing.
just
Bro,
not in the right
that's
position
the
to
difference
find
there,
those
bro.
Trades for themselves.
bro that's
Somehow
a
Wenka
difference
was
there
stunned, recon, and he still got away with one kill.
Bro.
There. That was not supposed to happen.
Yeah, great timing by Techno. I mean, he just hit the time perfectly, came out one tap, and
कुछ
that
तो
was kind of the round,
impossible
'cause he broke
चीज
up
हुई है
the retake at just the perfect time.
हाँ
Well,
Listen,
G, yeah. Go.
I'll take a long map one. We need as much practice as we can get. We have trimmed for like 3
भाई
days.
23-16 है वो
So,
लेकिन एसिस्ट जीरो है मतलब सेल्फिश
you know,
प्लेयर
give us more rounds.
एसिस्ट जीरो है वेंकट
Fair enough. We can
टीम
get
को
as many
असिस्ट
rounds
नहीं
as
कर रहा हूँ
possible.
सेल्फिश
You know,
प्लेयर
get the nerves heated up. Make sure we're ready for the next couple
अपने
of days. as well.
नियॉन का है 5
But hey,
असिस्ट वेरी
it's-
गुड
of course, this is not the end of it, right? We've got one more map, maybe two, if at all. It comes in, so we've got a pretty great day ahead of us still.
सुपर
Once
डिलीटेड
again, the
भाई
A side going to be taken control of. The stun's going to deny
Bas.
OG any form of contact as they set up the op here. Oh, passing up. It's spotted, and that's going to give him a great piece
Mara.
of kill. He's
अरे
going to
मत
take out
करो रे
DC, and
बाबा
that's going to bar any backlines being held by OG. Now the pushes can be done even more faster, and that's going to actually force
First
OG to
finger
actually,
first,
you know,
perfect.
run into the B side
Best.
because they need now form of map
शांत
control,
रहो
having lost DC.
you should always
Venka,
spread
too
smile and
aggressive,
positivity
but he's ready for it. Saw the knee. LES gonna be taken out, and that's gonna be the trade that they needed.
saw the knee but not the on
Another
so
scrappy
he
round here.
couldn't
Good
see
playmaking by
knee
Venka
on
to capitalize on the gap there. I mean, it looked like Kelly had it, but Venka was too fast.
नहीं he's good
That's
बस
Good opportunity.
Oh, here we go. We've got Patrick with his own ultimate here. Yudo's taking out Hella, and it's gonna be Tenkno. He takes him out. The flash is amazing. but he's gonna get traded up.
crazy.
Yudo wants to
Standing
secure this round no
Do
matter
it.
what. He's got
ये
Crystal
उसी का
support
round
him. Close
ये
recon
उसी का
clears
round
it out, but Hoax is in the lower end of the map
ये
here.
उसी का round है impossible
Stun's
है
gonna prevent them. They're going out for the fight here. Venka
My
gets
ult-
traded out. Crystal with the clutch once again. Oh my God, CE. Man, these rounds are. Hey, I'm just. Gonna put it out there. This is the first game,
Don't worry,
first
you're
map
with
of the
me.
first, first time this team's playing, and I'm already
Match
stressed
point.
I mean, strap in. Strap in.
Love you,
It's gonna
yes,
be a long season.
out. Well, I hope it is, man. I hope we play more than just, the
I would like to
regular season
apologize.
games. I want to be more stressed, if we're going to Masters.
This
I would
is
love to be stressed at Masters.
Jinx season
or
2
at
episode 1
Champions. That's where we want to be stressed. But yeah, timeout here from OG. Great. Honestly, they did a good job of getting the trades that they did. But that final clutch from Crystal was everything. Hoax maybe should have stood and fought there. I'm not sure
Crystal
why
से
he
friendship
decided
करनी
to
थी,
just kind of
इसके लिए
walk
कह रहा
away
तो
into
नहीं
the
है।
cubby
क्रिस्टल के
corner.
साथ दोस्ती ज्यादा
And
जरूरी
that
है
kind of actually gave Crystal what he
देखा?
needed, the perfect fight against Venka, and then a retreating Hoax that he killed off.
इसका शेड्यूल
right in
कहाँ मिलेगा
transition.
2:30 को हर
And
दिन
now match
Listen,
point for
जी का ही
GE.
मैच है
I would
और
run away
then
from Crystal too. Apparently,
किस
this
किस
guy
के
was
टीम के
like
सामने वो
number
पता
2
नहीं,
ranked Muay Thai
लेकिन
fighter
जी के मैच
of
तो हम
his
लोग
age
देखेंगे
group
कि क्या
in
क्या
like all
Really?
of Russia
हो
or
रहा है,
something
कौन
like that.
इम्प्रूव हो रहा है और
Apparently,
क्या
yeah,
स्टैट्स है।
he's
मैं
supposed
बोल
to
भाई
be
रही हूँ,
सीसीटीवी
मेरा
बंद है,
throwing
फोटो
first,
डाला
so
है।
I
फोटो
can't
है।
fault orangutan for
वायर
trying
खींचा
to duck
लेकिन
and hide
गलत।
at the end.
I'm out of here.
Well, fair enough. I'm gonna
कब
make
से
sure
बोल रहे
I
हो,
avoid
खासी है
any
तो एक ही चीज है।
words around Crystal. He's the goat.
एस
Simple as
भाई
that,
बिलक
Crystal.
अभी
If you're gonna
बायर
be
प्लस
watching this
बोनस
after the
ट्रांसफर
game,
करता है,
you are the
जिंक्स
goat.
मत करो।
I would love an autograph. Please don't punch me if I say something about your place. Interesting turnaround here. C side being pressured this time. And OG in a bit of a weird buy. Of course, it is the last round. They didn't really have economy, and there is the first pick.
उसने
Could
सुना होगा
be the
नियॉन
beginning of
ने।
the end. Spike's been picked up.
क्या
Just
सुना
about a
रहेगा?
second.
दिखा है
Patrick
उसको।
could not manage that kill there, but that's forced OG to run into the A side where they've got Udo and Poppy waiting for them. He's gonna be stunned, gets away from it as well. Doesn't need to commit any shouted steps.
जी अच्छा खेला
Now he
लेकिन
will,
ओजी रे।
But OG really keen on pushing this corner.
ये इसने जिंक्स किया वापस, रुको।
Yeah, this is a nice little call.
जिंक्स किया इसने।
Sort of like a
जिंक्स किया इसने।
numbers advantage.
Close it,
or
close
GE
it, close it.
needs to close this one out.
Yeah, Patrick was on the flank. As soon as the Neural revealed him, he decided to just trail back towards A-Link. But the Spike is actually traveling towards C right now. They're gonna just let DC do all the dirty work, but they've not spotted him.
Yeah.
They've actually not spotted him. He's gonna peek out. Oh my god, DC.
No.
Okay, I really didn't expect him to win that duel, but that makes it a 2v2.
You have
And
some
he's gonna open up
serious
the C side.
powers,
This
bro.
confirms for GE that 100% is gonna be
तो
the
YouTube
A hit,
channel
but no,
बढ़ा
DC's
सकता है
gotten
जिंक्स
away. And
करके।
Helif will get a free plant
ये
here.
रश का वीडियो
It's
ऐसा
gonna be a
फिर अब दो
retake
तीन दिन
on the opposite side of
ये
Haven for
फिलीपींस
Global
और
Esports to
क्या है?
secure match
क्या
one.
अपने को क्या करने गए थे
Yeah.
बताओ?
All right. Let's see. Kelly's
Huh?
and Crystal were the first sort of like
अपने को
duo
क्या करने गए?
that
अपने को पता है ना
Juvenile
कहाँ का और क्या
and I made play together when we first started the team. They were like
ये
week
ला
one.
tracker
These guys are
stories.
duo queuing. So let's see if they've got the magic.
They do have a lot of util. They've got a bunch of stuff available for Kelly as they've cleared off the site pretty much completely. So now this is confirmed either garage or long. A tap, making sure that they clear it. Cubby, stun from Helif. He's gonna swing out of the back of that. It's gonna be a 1v1 now.
1v1.
It's a Cypher against the Breach. The stun is perfect. It's not
Half
gonna give him
toga.
anything more. He can at least half defuse this. He's gonna take the fight. Kelly S to clutch it out as the IGL
DC?
secures 13 for GE. It came down all the way to the wire, but map one,
DC हो गया था वो।
as long as it could be pulled, regulation was played out completely as Global Esports will secure Haven.
जिंक्स का कितना जीता है?
Hey, let's go. We'll take our first official
बोल
map
ना
win.
जिंक्स का कितना
It was
जीता है
not the
तेरे को?
cleanest game I've ever seen, but at
Mhm.
the same time, it's still a W, and that means that we're up one map, which
Yep.
means that we have the opportunity to kind of close this one out as a
I
clean
got
2-0.
tough.
But I don't know. I mean, great game from Ryan.
एक चीज इसमें देखने वाली बात है, एक चीज यहाँ पे देखने वाली बात है। ब्रीच, ओमेन, सोवा, ये होके भी बैंका का 0 फर्स्ट ब्लड कैसे? That is question number 1.
Correct.
That is question number 1. And the question number 2 is तेरा क्या मन है आज खाने का?
हाँ, भी फोन लगाना पड़ेगा।
तेरा क्या मन है आज खाने का?
तेरा क्या मन है?
ये गई रे, ये गई। तुम लोग देख रहे हो ना दिन भर दिन, हाँ टीम्स इतना इम्प्रूव नहीं कर पा रहे जितनी पिंकी टॉक्सिक होती जा रही है। देख रहे हो ना?
Look,
Let's
it
get
seems
back
to be done
to the
by
game.
Techno and DC, the only players who actually gotten the first bloods for their team.
दोनों
but
आईजीएल हाथों में हाथ
it's
लेके
actually surprising when you look at the
friendship
scoreboard and
चल
if you
रही है।
didn't see the actual scoreline of the game, you would actually think that G won this on a more,
भाई लेकिन मैंका
stronger
का
level.
फर्स्ट
It
ब्लड
seems like it
एक्चुअल
will
में
be a
कैसे नहीं है?
13-7 game, considering they've got 4 players, getting the number of kills that they've gotten.
इतना तो
Yeah,
मारा
I mean,
मैका?
there were definitely quite a few mistakes from GE. Obviously, winning 16 out of the first duels and only winning 13 rounds is not
No,
great
it's Jinx off
as far as the
season.
conversion goes. But I mean, it was just a good game back and forth. Lots of sort of like small moments and timings that were taken that pulled the momentum one way or the
Machiavelli
other. Right?
क्यों
We
नहीं खेल
saw
रहा? Lunch time
multiple
था उसका.
thrifties. We saw a lot of good sort of rounds
time.
that were
Better
looking
निकला
like
इनका.
they were going to go one way, and then one player would make a really nice play to pull it back the other way.
Yeah, अच्छा खेला बेओजी.
So yeah, it makes me excited
हाँ,
for map
अच्छा
2.
खेला.
I mean, it's going to be
Zizou भी
probably
अच्छा
a
ही खेला
similar
बे.
type of game, right? Because Sunset is a very
Bowling
well-known
से अच्छी
map
थी.
at this
Stun,
point. A
one
lot of the
blind
comps are
सब
very
अच्छा था.
similar. It's going to be another map where you got to default. And proactivity is very, very important to kind of like close the map down and make sure you've got the rotations in
Ace
the right
मारा था
spot.
first blood के लिए. First blood अलग ही रे. Ace
Agreed.
अलग होते हैं रे.
Well, we're gonna see hopefully a lot more of that on Sunset. We've got it, of course, coming up next. Honestly, even though Global Esports did win this game and they might have momentum going into the second one, maybe to kind of pick it up a lot more, give themselves more leeway to be more proactive. But I seriously do hope that even this game is gonna give us a bit more of a fight. We see a war between these two teams because it's been entertaining, right? It's been really entertaining between these two teams. A lot of what OG have been doing has actually challenged Global Esports in a good way to maybe rectify those things when you guys check these games afterwards.
Yeah, I
बोला
mean,
था, scrim test
at the end of the
show में.
day, like the only thing that matters to me and to Juvenile and to the team is winning during the season, right? I know that it's
So
like, yeah,
इसलिए
obviously
अभी
we
तक
want to
यही
win
किया है.
every match. We want to win these matches.
Yep.
We don't want. I mean, I'm just gonna be straight up. We don't want to be the team
वो
that
डब्बा
came
heavy
out
था
and
क्या?
नहीं
picked no Indian players and then lose to an
एक
Indian
हाथ से
team.
उठा
That's not a good
हाँ.
look for us, right? I can be
Yeah.
very honest with you guys. And so we, especially because we trialed Venka, we trialed Techno, right? Like we picked people over them, right, for this team. And so if they beat us,
Yeah.
it's not a good look.
Absolutely.
And I can be honest about that. But at
Yeah.
the same time, the results of this have zero bearing on what our year is going to be, right?
Absolutely.
And
I
so
agree.
+1.
every game is just an opportunity to learn and get better.
Well, let's have a look and hear from the coach himself. Dewey,
Bomb
what are your
भरा था
thoughts
क्या?
about
Watch
this
party
game?
के लिए?
Please tell us, what do you
Bomb.
think?
मेरे को डायरेक्ट कॉल आया था हेडक्वार्टर्स से. हेलो राइट हेडक्वार्टर्स अमेरिका. Yeah, this is Binks 69 speaking. Yeah, what can I do for you? Hey, there is a show match of Valorant happening between G and I would like to do it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Love you. और ट्रम्प भाई कैसे ऐसा करके बात हुआ.
सुपर चैट दे.
Please be informed that we'll be visiting to retrieve that tongue of yours and ensure that it is securely contained within our establishment, Museum of Cursed Objects. मतलब जो भी मेरे बॉडी में जिंक्स है वो सब आप लेने को तैयार हो. I can give you a list then.
Sorry.
God bless you. यार आपका म्यूजियम लेकिन बहुत ग्रो करेगा. Love you.
Just stop being pussy.
खत्म चला.
Stop being afraid to be aggressive.
Powers के पास आना नहीं.
All right.
Wait.
I mean,
And-
it kind of worked
Wait,
out.
I'll
there.
get tea. Charge my phone.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
who
We
called
definitely
that
started
last
playing more
round? That
confident.
last round was
अच्छा कल
nice.
होने वाला. Set it up.
That last time was
यार जो भी लोग देख रहे हैं लाइक करो.
okay. We called time.
और
They had a
Soul
timeout,
Beast by
right?
if you are
So
still
right
here
before
वो
then-
सब बातें.
Yeah,
छोड़
I
दो.
called.
Thank
I
you,
called
love
to
you.
do the whatchamacallit play.
और बाकी लोग भी.
You know, our
गलत
side.
बंदे
we
से
just called
पंगा
that.
लिया और नहीं तो क्या.
That
एक
was
तो
Yeah,
मैं
yeah,
शॉर्ट्स में हूँ.
watch McCall play.
हाँ शॉर्ट्स के
Yeah,
टाइम
I mean, I
गया
told
हो
you I'm
गया
bad with
ना.
names, even trad names. They knew what I meant, and they ran it
In
right way. We
shorts
did good.
में भी
Everything
इतना
worked out
views आ रहा है.
perfect. And so yeah, it was good.
All
Bye,
right. Well,
wo,
we've got
116
another map coming up, Sunset. Maybe they're going to be playing the Neon once again. I'm not quite sure. I'm just gonna have a quick look at what they have recently played. They've got an interesting comp there as well. I think actually it's a pretty much exact same comp. They're gonna be playing the Breach Neon, Cypher, Omen. So
Glitch
that's
nahi
the
hai,
last one
sachi
they
mein.
played in the previous tournament. And what do we expect? Are you ready for them to be the same proactive OG self, or are you guys
Because
going to
toxic
try
aa
to
rahi
push
hai.
them back the same way?
No,
Well,
sorry,
first off, I
sorry.
don't trust anything you say anymore because you told me they play Fnatic comp and that was not Fnatic comp.
Hey,
But
hey.
no, in all reality, yeah, I expect them to play the same meta comp because that's that is the meta. And I think we're gonna be playing better this game. Like we started playing better towards the end of that match. They obviously had some nice clutches. We had a couple mistakes still. But I think we'll be playing better on the Sunset. And I think hopefully make the fans happy.
Well, we're waiting for the same as well. It has been a pretty close game so far. Tell me one good thing that you think OG have done that kind of you feel like threw the team off. What was the one good thing that OG did?
Bro, I'll tell you right now, Hoax impressed the heck out of me. I thought Hoax was very good. He had a bunch of 2Ks. He seemed like he was hard to trade. He had some good util usage in general. So yeah, I think just in general, I mean the talent is definitely there. I mean Techno, Hoax, and Venka, I think are all really really good players. And yeah, like they're like I said, their overall play style is what I feel like is quote unquote the correct way to play.
Right.
Tell Crystal, nice clutch.
Yeah, nice clutch.
He saved us. He saved us there, bro. He saved. Not gonna lie, he saved us.
Hopefully, these kind of situations don't pop up too often. Where we're gonna need one player to stand up and clutch. But Elevate, we spoke about this as well. There was a lot of the rounds were not particularly clean. Because they were caught out of positions where OG were peeking out at the right time to actually find them off guard. Like for example, that round just before when Ju and I called out the timeout. When I think it was Patrick as well as Crystal who were caught off guard on Heaven with Venka taking that double kill. A lot of these times, Patrick also went without checking corners. So, what are some things that you saw in this game that you think need to be fixed apart from, of course, corner checking?
Definitely, you're elevated.
And that's for elevated.
Elevated.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, listen, I kept saying this during the cast. Patrick, who is he's a noob. He's an absolute noob, and he's gonna have to make a bunch of mistakes and learn from them. And that's just how it is. Like we saw some moments of brilliance from him as well. His movement is so crazy on the neon. He's doing a lot of crazy things for us, and he's fearless no matter what. Sometimes he's too fearless, and he's got to figure out where that line is.
Coach, we spoke about this, Juvie, as well, right? When we were having a conversation, you told me that Patrick, he's got that potential, but slight bit of tweaks here and there. Have you got somebody in game, like, kind of who's looking after him? Have you, told somebody like Poppy or Crystal, you know what, just kind of, just stay along with him, be a buddy system for him? Or is Patrick allowed to do what he wants and he kind of tell the team?
It's a little bit of Cali sort of directing him, and then in general, like this goes for anybody on any team. Like you follow the blue-haired character, just stay next to the blue-haired character. Where he goes, you go, and that goes for our entire team. And that's how the scaling, trading, all this stuff needs to work. But yeah, it was not clean play. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, like a dub's a dub. Though I honestly do not care if it was 13-11 or 13-3. It makes no difference to me.
Fair enough. All right. And now that we're heading on to Sunset, are you confident that you're going to finish this off a 2-0? Or are we going to see Pearl? Do you want to see Pearl?
No streaming today.
2. I think it's good 2.
Maybe. Evening.
Right.
And as I said, I think you'll see a better GE on this map. First map, this is the first time we've played together in any kind of official. And even though it's not super duper official, this is the first time any kind of official we've been inside of. And first game jitters is always a normal thing.
Agreed, absolutely. Thank you, Juvie, so much for joining us. We're going to let you get back to the team. All the best for Sunset.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Well, Elevated, that was...
What should I order for lunch?
I would say it was, a difficult game to watch, especially if you were hoping for G to kind of, do wonders here. But hey, like he said, 13-11, 13-1 doesn't matter. It is the first game as well. Literally the first ever time somebody's seeing these 5 players play together, on the big screen, especially, of course, with all the stuff that's happening around them. Sunset, what are your thoughts? Do you expect GE to close it out here?
Make Paneer Bhuji easy. I don't like
I think we will. We've played a lot of Sunset. It's a map again that I think everybody understands how to play at this point. And I think it's a map that again kind of comes down to like very similar play patterns to what we just saw in Haven, right? Like it's the
Mhm.
A shutdown, and then you've got the anchor on B a lot of the time.
Yep.
The B post plant stuff is definitely worse than it used to be, which is a good thing, but it
Yeah.
still kind of exists. And yeah, I mean, it's a map that I've seen a huge amount of impact from Crystal on. I
Mhm.
think that
Crystal?
Crystal
Okay.
and Patrick Hu are going to be my impact players in this map.
Well, we're gonna find out, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading into sunset in just a couple of seconds. The
Rematch
agent select is
vlog
gonna be
Binks
coming
पे क्या
up
मैंने नहीं किया.
as we speak,
तो Binks
because
will
we're gonna
upload
see
that.
if OG are they gonna stick true to their word as they did before. Because last time they've played, hey, in my defense, they've played that Fnatic comp quite a few times. All right, I didn't know they're gonna be throwing a curveball. Right, could be maybe here. Let's find out. Let's head into the agent select. What have OG got in store for us here?
I think it's going to be another mirror match, to be honest. Although maybe we'll see the KO instead of the breach.
Mm-hmm.
But
They
I
did
think
play
it's
the
gonna be
breach
a
in the
mirror match
previous
again.
iteration. I mean,
Yeah,
they've
I
messed
mean,
around.
it's just
They've messed around with the KO, but the breach is the most recent. And I think Hello's probably gonna go for the breach itself.
yeah. I mean, it's just a good comp on the map. Obviously, Neon's crazy, and Breach is a good enabler. So is a good enabler for Neon as well.
Neon
And
तो
then
हर
Omen
एक
and
map
Cypher are
पे
just the best in slot in their particular roles. I think
Mhm.
that again, like most meta comps, there's ways to attack this, but
वापस mirror com.
when you have a
वापस
Neon
mirror
that's
com
in the
है.
current state, I mean, I personally, I like broken
वापस
things.
mirror
I think
com.
it's fun to play around with them in the meta, but
तो ये
when you've
best
got a
comms
really
है ना
strong
सारे.
character, you should just run the character a lot of the time.
Absolutely. What do you feel about ISO? Do you feel like ISO is still
नहीं
kind
यार.
of viable, or
मैं
is
सोच
he
रहा हूँ
kind of
इसके
just
बाद
kind
भी मैं
of
थोड़ा रैंक को सब कुछ
washed
करूँ.
into the background? He had a really small
थोड़ा जल्दी
meta
stream करना
era.
सोच रहा
Now
हूँ.
he's
8:30 बजे.
he's kind of being picked a little more or less. What do you feel about ISO?
ये last है
So
क्या?
I think the main thing is
जीता तो
that
last है शायद. Best of series
every
ऐसे खेल रहे हैं
agent
ना ये
is
लोग.
viable in certain
ये तीनों मैच
situations.
खेल रहे हैं पता नहीं. Mostly
I
best of
just
series
think
ऐसे
that
खेल
what you give up by playing an ISO currently is too much
इसके
on
बाद
most
अच्छा खेल रहे हैं
maps.
लेकिन ना.
Okay.
And
दोनों टीम
it's
अच्छा
one of
खेल
those
रहे हैं.
agents where
क्या
like
मतलब
you
LF bottom
literally
rank. अरे
need to be
किल ले रहे
dropping
गेम
30
मेरे
kills
बाबा. वो सपोर्ट
currently
कर रहा है
in the
ना.
current state of the agent.
भाई
is
मैं
that
उसकी
you
मजे
have to
लेता हूँ
get
क्योंकि
30 kills
दोस्त
in
है करके
ISO,
तुम लोग
otherwise
इतने
that
भी
rank
ज्यादा
is
मजे
quite a
मत लो
different
कि वो
game.
डिमोटिवेट हो जाए. समझ रहे हो.
Fair enough. Well, we're heading into sunset, and
अच्छा
you
खेला
just
तो.
mentioned about that B site change, right? You saw the post plant has become a lot more worse, which is a good thing.
Why not
Tell me
Gecko?
about
Neon के साथ
what do
breach
you
is much
feel
better than Gecko. ना?
about that entire change. You got those
Instant stun और
boxes
control
set
मिलता
up,
ना.
which creates a lot more angles to
और
check when
breach
you're
के
coming
साथ.
on the retake. And stuff like that. The plant has been made a little bit easier. It's a little more, safer to get that plant down every time when you want to go to default.
Production pause. 2
When it
minutes.
first came
Done
out, when
scene
you
है
first
भाई.
saw
Done
it,
scene.
what was your initial
थोड़ा
thought?
all chat
Did
में
you
banter
think
है क्या
about how
कुछ?
could it be played around? Is it more defensive friendly or is it more attack friendly still?
Binks by any lunch
It's definitely
suggestion?
defensive
How about
friendly,
some
just
छोले
because
भटूरे?
the attackers have to
ये
put in a
official
worse
stream
spot,
में chat toxic क्यों है पता
and they're
नहीं. अपन यहाँ
incentivized
पे
to play
clean रखने
more
का
on
try.
site, which on this map in the current meta is not great because you just get absolutely annihilated by utility when people retake. I think that, I mean, it's good. I kind of don't like this map, if I'm being honest. Like at first I liked this map quite a bit, but now I feel like it's getting a little bit stale and the play patterns are not that fun. I think that middle is kind of useless a lot of the time. And I like basically here's the thing.
ये तो आ गया क्या
If you
boot
see a
camp पे?
team constantly splitting through market, they're probably going to lose the map. Is basically what I've come to realize.
भाई हेलेप DC हो रहा है तो DC क्या हो रहा है?
Probably
Yeah.
That's a good question, right?
And so yeah, it's really like all about how you play around like the B main and A main control, and then
Who is
utilize both
big
to some extent.
at the
But
game?
you can't rely on B
That's
too
what I-
much.
He's Patrick.
Do you feel like the current comp that both these teams are playing? You're the one who has a look at the win rate percentage. Have you seen any other comp be good at this map except for what we're seeing right now? What would you tweak or change in these 5 agents?
So I haven't looked at win rates since the Neon buffs, and that's sort of like the big gravitational pull in the meta right now.
भाई हाँ बे nerf होएगा तो क्या भाई scene हो
So
जाएगा.
I know there's other good comps. Like you can play Viper on this map, you can play Harbor on this map, you can play Astra,
Sage Gecko.
you can play Sage. Like we saw Paper X do some cool stuff on this
Hey,
map. They
PRX
were the best Sunset team all of last year, and they were
Hindi
playing
casting
KO
देखो.
and Sage and some weird stuff.
हमने
And
दो
so
तीन
I
बार
assume
देखा
that
था
could
हिंदी
probably still work also.
उसके बाद में इधर ही रह गया.
But the main thing is that I think Raze is probably in the weakest state she's ever been in.
वो स्पीकर
And
वहाँ पे
Neon
क्या
is
कर रहा
in
है?
the
जीतने के बाद
strongest
न्यूज़
state she's ever
देंगे.
been in. And both agents are very good on a map like this where the utility
Is
can
ready
like
for
take
nerf.
a
They
huge
released the
chunk
video.
of the mains and
इतना
get
सारा
value
चीज
a lot of the
इतने
time
कम
you,
टाइम
that
में
you
कैसे
throw it.
करेंगे रे?
But yeah, I mean, there's dude,
अपने पास भी आसपास है.
there's so many possibilities on every map because
आधी
there's so many
आसपास.
pieces that you can use. Like I would love to see some team run Yoru on this map. I'd love to see some Chamber on this map. I'd love to see again some Viper. Like we haven't seen Viper in a while. I feel like Viper's really kind of fallen out of the meta, even though she's not that bad.
बस मैं हिंदी में कमेंट हो जाए.
And you know,
बस मैं बाल टिक कर लो
Astra
यार.
got a 5th
क्या
star,
है?
so Astra's got to be good now.
एक तो उठ के सीधा आया मैं.
Absolutely. I on me personally, I love Astra. I think you
भाई ये
know
दाढ़ी
it's
अच्छी
a
है
really
लेकिन बे.
unique agent. It's a really
थोड़ी जल्दी आ
great
गई
skill
है.
set. You know that you need to hone yourself around.
Do you
need
think
to
lights are
find
making
so
a
much.
difference?
You
I
can
don't
do
think
so
so.
much
उनके
with
मुंह पे नहीं
Astra.
लग रहा है
It's
direct.
almost like you've got a third initiator to play in.
लेकिन
But hey,
अगर
all
कुछ
that
प्रॉब्लम
talk
रहेगा
can
तो
be
वो लोग
saved
बोल
for
देंगे
later.
लाइट ऑफ करने
So
में.
right
तो
now
वो
we've
लोग
got
पे
mirror
boot camp
comps as the game's
किसी और की
begun,
boot camp
ladies
पे
and
तो नहीं
gentlemen.
करते.
It's going to be Global Esports in attack once again as they will be fighting for a 2-0. At the moment, seems like a bit of a default. They're kind of spread out towards both A and B. Mithul seemingly to be the
Remark
point
का
where
vlog
they
कब
want to
तक
first
upload
give
होएगा?
up a bit of contact.
कल या परसों तक.
Recon from Crystal towards B, man. Does give in a bit of sound cue. Shock dart.
ये लिंक
Just
किस
get about
चीज
touch
का है?
DC,
BP
puts him down
points
to 80.
सस्ते में मिलता है.
Softens him up a
ये गेम
bit,
के बाद
but
मैं
that
बताता हूँ.
market push coming in.
वह बहुत
and they're
सेम
gonna run
एजेंट
straight in.
सनसेट में बहुत अच्छा है.
Oh my god. Okay,
भाई
that's
प्यार
just,
से मारा है.
that's just
प्यार
happened.
से
All
मारा.
right, the counter stun
हाँ
from
भाई कौन
Helef
क्या बोल रहा
was
था एलएफ के बारे में?
absolutely maniacal. It got everybody, and the rest was just hopes to get a 3K for clear.
क्या है भाई?
Like I said,
Meaning
repeat this
of
hopefully never again while GE
maniacal.
is playing. If a team is constantly splitting through market, they're probably not going to win this map. It is what it is. It's a tough. It's like the tiniest
One
choke point on the
of
entire map.
two
and
metal
the other two
bands
are
joined by a chain for
Yeah.
fastening a
Crystal's the only
person's
one left. He's
hand
gonna
or
be stunned
ankle.
as well. They're
That's
gonna
good.
flank. He's gonna get at least one. And that's all they find this round, Global
Hook
Esports,
से वो?
apart from damage being dealt. But that
गन
round
तो हेलेफ ने दिया
was
ना बेशरम
really well
हुक से वो.
read from OG. They were almost ready for it. They knew exactly what was going to happen the minute they saw GE going to be entering in market. It was that stun was ready from Helef to just support his team. He got 5 assists in the first round
वही
itself.
लेमन स्क्यूज करो किधर? भाई बहुत सेम एजेंट क्योंकि अच्छा
It's a
कॉम्पिटिशन
good thing
है.
that
Neon
this
के
stuff
साथ.
got towards the
Neon
end.
के साथ
That would
the
be
best
a
competition.
nightmare for GE if Helep had gotten as much impact as they actually had in that round.
True.
5 assists Zizu.
Benka
Zizu
keen
है.
on deleting any sort of A control from Global Esports, but this one-way smoke's going to hold him off as
ये stun
Global
best है.
Esports keen to actually regain that. The stun goes through, and that's going to allow Patrick to kind of get in towards elbow. He does have only a frenzy, no bucket to this time kind of slide into their faces and one-tap them as Venka's going to
अरे
hold
इसे
on
frenzy
to this
से
elbow
मारा ना.
angle.
मैं report
He's ready for the
Yeah,
fight.
pre-round he had the Bucky. Pre-round he had the Bucky, but he was not going to have enough to buy in the next one. So good discipline actually from Patrick Hu there. Patrick IQ.
At least mid trip तोड़नी पड़ेगी ना.
Yep.
बहुत लोग हैं.
Still jiggling, still fighting. He's not been touched just yet. He's still on 100 HP. Not sure what exactly they're waiting for. Maybe the recon to come in. Yep, Crystal's probably got it ready. There it
Benka
goes.
साथ
It's
से
gonna send him
बढ़िया.
in, but Benka stops him right in the track. The stun is perfect as well.
Close stun देगा ये.
Police
Nice.
in a bit of a tight
Great
spot
shock
here.
dart.
The shock
Nice.
dart's doing
एक और
so
shock
much
dart दो.
damage. And this triple stack from OG. Really good stuff. G not able to break that. Oh, 1-for-1, but Kelly! He finds 3 with the classic. He's gonna be able to pick it up. No, he's not gonna be able to pick it up. It's gonna be Helef to secure the round. My God. Came a little
God.
too close for OG there. Kelly did God's work with that 3K.
भाई केली क्या मारा भी लेकिन?
Yeah, we call those good damage round. Good damage round for GE.
Bunks भाई ऐसे asking I am noob but
How-
doesn't
okay,
don't
give me
think
this.
someone
There must be
is
a percentage, like,
defending
you know,
first they should
Above
get
which, how many players
like
do you
3-4
need to get in
sentinel
an
and
eco to
destroy
call it,
other
you know,
team
it's a
9
good
है.
round? Botting if you don't win it. If you don't win.
ठीक है ऐसा जरूरी
I
नहीं कि
usually feel like
sentinel
3.
मतलब
I feel like
Okay.
3
Hold
kills.
करेंगे
But it
करेंगे.
kind
Lag
of
हो रहा है
depends
भाई.
on
Hello
the
DC
buy,
lag हो
right?
रहा है.
'Cause if they're doing a buy
मुझे
that
lag हो रहा है
doesn't
भाई.
have,
Hello.
like 5 rifles, then sometimes they can
जरूरी
pick it
नहीं
up
है
and
बहुत
do
sentinel
better.
मतलब defend होएगा
Yeah,
ही.
but on defense,
अगर
usually teams are
initiator
buying
दो
all the way up,
initiator है
so
तो वो
I
लोग
think
आराम
go
से
pretty
sentinel को
good.
counter कर सकते हैं.
Global Esports once again pressuring that mid region as OG kind of crawl in towards A main here. They've got Udo waiting
और
for them.
3-4 sentinel लिया
He's
तो
got
फिर
his tripwire set up as well, which he
वो
did
पर
right
वो
before
पर
seeing that shock dart come in. He takes out Helaf, a bit of unnecessary push
LF
here from
trip
the
छोड़ रहा था।
initiator. One more spot. Bink has been
अच्छा मारा लेकिन
given a taste of his own medicine,
Audience
although he does get
voice
one
is
kill
nice
in
and
that
for stage
altercation.
practice.
4 versus 2.
हाँ क्या?
One
But
player
not
to
gonna
fight
lie,
off on
OG
this
playing
B side,
super
who
good.
is
क्या बात कर रहे हैं
already sitting in
सच्ची?
their spawn region. That's gonna be Hoax. Only got the sheriff to play with. It's gonna be stunned.
अगर
And
ये
that's the B
सोच के
side
किया तो
taken
अच्छी
on
बात है।
by Global Esports.
वही वाला vibe दे रहे हैं।
Yeah, so far a pretty nice thing around. Don't give up any guns
Papi!
here. I'll be very happy as a coach.
Techno does have a Phantom, and he's known to be a pretty great player in these kind of situations. Could call him when needed in these dire situations. He could get one. Nope, not gonna happen.
Shot.
Kelly is gonna deny him any sort of.
क्या लगता है
frags.
आपको
That's gonna
जी
be the first
टीम
time
को
for Global
अगर
Esports.
ओजी ऐसा
Pretty
डिक्लेयर
solid round,
वीसीटी
just a
रेडी
one
है?
death
अरे
on
अब
their
भी टीम
part
बना है,
from
कैसा
the B
वीसीटी
main.
रेडी रहेगा बता?
Due to Binks, that's gonna be it. As OG
अभी
now
तो
have
टीम
their
बना
whole
है,
life coming
प्लेयर्स
in.
भी 5 जन बैठ के नहीं खेल रहे हैं। एक बंदे का वीजा आके वो दिसंबर में आने
Only
वाला
2
है।
off of ult. Bristol 1 off of
कहाँ
ult.
से वीसीटी रेडी?
Pretty big time
मतलब वो
coming up.
वीसीटी के जितने सारे प्लेयर जो
Benko
दिन
1
रात
off of
प्रैक्टिस
his
कर रहे
ult
पागल
here.
है क्या वो लोग?
Could be a difference maker as well. This map is very much about ult management.
कल मैंने बिना
in
मेंबरशिप
my
के
opinion.
मेंबर्स ऑन द स्ट्रीम देखा, कैसे हराम ज्यादा।
Well, early B control, it seems. DCE, he's the only one on that B side. He does have support by Hoax, but Hoax right now more concerned about that mid region. There is a tripwire, they're protecting him, and it seems like OG just want to kind of make sure that the mid region is in their control. They're not going to let G slip in any cracks.
Who stands my
towards
cousin
that
brother?
higher mid region. Udo
लेकिन उसको पता
crawling
नहीं है
into
ये बात।
space. That drone's going to
It's a
clear out
secret.
anything, but Udo's not yet been spotted. And that's probably going to give him a bit of space to crawl into, maybe find some space to work with. As GE
अपने
have
तो
now
न्यू
taken
टीम
the
बना के
spike
ट्रॉफी उठाई थी
towards
वीसीटी
A.
में थोड़ी, लेकिन
What exactly is the plan?
Trophy
OG now
होता है।
going on exploring, and Udo blocked one in
Second
the
eye.
face, and Kelly S gets the other. And instantly GE now have gotten a 3v5 man advantage.
Yeah, it's a nice little default there from GE. Breaks the info tool for a
और हेरिटेज मैनेज सो गुड बंग्स बाय क्यूरियस बाय वो एक राज है।
Nice shooting from Udo, and
वो मेरे को पता नहीं
as well.
उसका आंसर किसके पास है?
Oh, great first kill. Could not follow it up though.
अच्छा मार रहे भी नहीं
Once
उनको।
again, finding
Spike
what
planted.
matters the most.
उड़ता नुड़ा।
Trade.
Huh?
He's on 30 HP. Lucky to be alive. That shock dart could have taken him out. OG just have a recon to work with here. As Techno, he's gonna crawl in from market. They're gonna clear close corner for
Standing
him
ahead.
just to kind of enter inside. The flash is good. Forces Hoax off his mark. Techno not gonna be using his paranoia.
ओह
Goes for
यहाँ
the
से
smoke
तेरा फ्लैश देता तो ना
deployment
रिकॉन
at
के
that
साथ तो
second.
शायद वो
Maybe he
कर ले।
misfired it at that
फिर
point.
टेक्नो कुछ कर
But it's going to be GE second round. And it's a solid one at that too. The 2 good rounds from GE back to back. Going to give them the confidence they need to just keep on pushing.
सिक्स के अलावा बाकी दोस्तों से बात करते हैं सिक्स और एडिट।
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now I really like what I'm seeing from GE. They're controlling the
जिस
tempo
भाई का
around
चैलेंज
it.
याद है ना?
The
हाँ रात को
discipline
करेंगे आज।
that Orangutan had on Haven isn't quite there right now. 2 rounds in a row where they kind of just like walk
Well,
into
I was
contact
in the
and
next
give away
Phoenix
a free
update.
kill.
Don't you think none of pick Phoenix? Nerf के बाद का पता नहीं, लेकिन Phoenix is a very good agent now.
There's an eco
But
for
as a
OG.
secondary duelist,
We
not
have
as a
seen them
primary
have a
duelist.
good eco round on Haven. Can they produce a similar
Raze और
one
Phoenix
on
वाला scene हो
Sunset?
सकता
They split up right now. 2 on B, 3 on A. Only one hero vandal available on Hoax as he is going to be situated on the A side, and that's what they're expecting. But Global Esports right now playing really passive on outside of B. They're just holding on for a push
Guarantee
to
Xbox में
come
मैचेस
in
होंगे या पता नहीं मेरे को।
from the B side. But one thing that I
मेरे को
have
पता नहीं
noticed,
कौन सा
Hoax,
कौन सा
he's
team
putting that shock dart towards that A main side to break the tripwire. He's actually missed it
इसमें
twice in a row.
क्या क्या प्लेयर्स ही नहीं है।
Probably a good adaptation.
मैंने
for,
VCT
for
Pacific
Udo.
नहीं
I
आइडिया अभी
assume
तो
he
है ना
probably had
3-4
it
महीना।
broken and moved it then.
Identity disband हो गया हाँ क्या? Valor नहीं
Gotta
है
be
अभी।
careful of Venka ult. That's one thing I am worried about in this round.
Yeah.
Good contact though.
Yeah, they've gotten pretty deep into the site. That's going to open up a little bit more DC playing around in the smoke, hoping somebody crosses in.
अभी तो सिर्फ वो है रूसीफिक्स और रूडी है
A little bit of chipping damage.
बाकी 3
Nothing
प्लेयर
more.
चाहिए
As Patrick, he's alone on backside and he might go exploring
किसी से
here.
बात नहीं होता भी
Binks
नहीं
has pushed in with the ult, but Patrick gets the first big kill there. The trade's
Hopefully
perfect.
he's good.
Patrick going for more, gets the 2, but Binks is going to trade it off. He's got a Vandal
Bhai,
drop to his
dard hai,
teammate, but what they
Sorry.
don't know is what's going to kill them, and it's Udo's position. The ult is perfect. Okay, Venka, even though
What
your stun
is
does
that?
get it done. Absolute
Cosmetic
craziness.
stun. Come on
Yeah.
now.
It's crazy.
भाई केली के
Oaks the
ब्लाइंड
only one left.
यूटिल
OG
सब
have
अच्छी
to
है बे
concede this round. But honestly, forcing out a rolling thunder,
तो
I
सोचा
would
आपने
say
किसको
is
सोचने
actually
का टाइम ही नहीं
something
मिला
good for them because it was an eco.
ये
And that
लाइट्स
one
स्पीकर
ult
टोन
from
समझ गया जस्ट
Venka
क्रेजी कैप्टन मत
forced
लिखो नॉर्मल
Kelly
में
has
पढ़
to
सकते
call out
हैं
that, rolling thunder to be deployed for Udo to actually get in the proper kills they needed to secure this round.
That is true, but now
और
Global
मैं संडे गेम
Esports
मालूम था
and
टफेस्ट को गाफ फट
throwing
रही है यार
things
चिल
none.
करके जाने
So, like I
का
said, ult management going to play a big role in this
जितना
game.
टेंशन लगा उतना
I'm happy to trade a Rolling Thunder for a Neon ult, to be perfectly
टेंस
honest.
के
I
आपके
think that's an
दादाजी यूएस
acceptable
कभी गए
trade.
जॉर्ड ये सीक्रेट मेरे और दादाजी को भी
Good shot, but just about misses Hopes. They were ready for it, but look at where Patrick's
trips
gone.
के लिए
He's
था,
taking a
Hopes
pretty
के लिए
aggressive
नहीं।
control, but he's alone here. He's got no support.
Revealing area.
Done for the moment. Hopes is going to throw down the recon. Patrick missing a couple of shots. He's going to have to concede it to his teammate. Unfortunately,
मारना था उधर ना
lightning
डिक
does not strike twice, it seems, for him.
14 for
He's
K.
getting a third hit there.
Spike planted.
As he goes back once again,
That is
this
it.
time it connects. And it's
भाई
gonna
ये
probably
उंगली
secure
दर्द है ये
Last player
round.
standing.
Crystal on the lurk from mid. He's going to secure his first and his second of the round as well.
ये इजी
Four
जीतेगा लग
from
रहा है जी
GE,
ना
As it seems
G का
like
map है।
now they're running away with the game a little bit in the form of speed. They're just really
नेक्स्ट
confident.
टाइम हैपनिंग यस
Yeah, we're making very good decisions so far. We're definitely
Careful there.
playing. We're controlling the pace of the game. Like on Haven, Orangutan was the one that was really kind of dictating what was going on. Right, they were taking all the space away from G while the default was going on. They were always timing on the flank, stuff like that. On this map, so far,
Vince,
GE
how
is
would you
controlling
briefly
everything
explain the
around,
balance in
basically.
India
Aside
to
from
new
that pistol and the
investors
anti-eco,
considering
but you know.
entering the
we can throw
scene
those
as a
ones in
new
the trash.
organization? As a
Yeah.
new
Recon
organization?
pretty good from Crystal
Don't come
Brown.
to us.
They know that there is some sort of movement, but Venka this time he punishes them by going a little aggressive. Gets the first shot, instantly backs away. Lucky to be alive, to be honest. Patrick's gone down
कल
pretty
हाउस के
heavy
अगेंस्ट
as
मैच है
well.
मेरे को कुछ शेड्यूल नहीं मालूम
OG now.
मैं हर दिन
proactive
आऊंगा
towards
मालूम
mid.
पड़ेगा कौन सा टीम है और मैं
Not
देखूंगा
keen on closing
मेरे
the
को
door.
देखते
They're
हैं कि
open for
कितना
any sort of fights
ओवर
that
द
come
टाइम
their way.
5-6 दिन का
Udo,
इवेंट है ना ओवर द
look at
टाइम
his
कितना
position.
टीम
He's
इंप्रूव
actually
कर रहा है
coming
कुछ
towards elbow.
चेंज हो
DC
रहा है क्योंकि
expecting this
आज
little creep
के
up.
मैच के बाद
He's
भी वो
gonna
लोग
be ready for the fight though. Nope, he's just
करने
gonna
वाले
spot
हैं
it,
ऐसा
runs away.
ऐसा नहीं कि पूरा इवेंट होने के
Now
बाद
this
वो
is
लोग
gonna cause
देख के बैठे
confusion for OG. Where exactly is this hit coming?
फिर वो लोग के पास बाकी पूरा दिन है ना गेम तो 2 घंटे ही
Great
है
timing from Udo.
Yeah, the site's clear.
And
One trip
I
fire,
want-
that's gonna be. Yep, elevated. You're saying?
I want everybody to remember that Udo has been playing Sentinel for like a month and a half. He's never played
Yeah.
before.
He's been pretty much a duelist for his
combo
entire
left
duration
right
in
ho gaya.
China, and now he's having a role change as well. So he's settling into that. Techno breaks the trip, gets a flash down as well. Cannot follow it up as quickly as he would have wanted it to. Crystal
पीपी मारता तो मजा आता
regains his vision
ये
right
sound
before
आया था
Techno
उसको।
could actually take him out. And that's left.
और यूजुअली दो बंदे फ्लैंकिंग में
He's gonna go down as well. Kelly will secure that as GE.
मोजो भी है क्या मोजो जो भी है मोजो भी है
Yeah,
आप
we've got
compete नहीं
Hellas
नहीं
with,
करते हैं
Breach
नहीं
ult
करते
coming up.
हमेशा
So that is one thing to keep an eye on as far as retakes go. Crystal saving the Hunter's Fury at the moment. He's usually good for one or two tags at least, usually a kill. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
देखते
Right
हैं,
now,
pause
the
क्या
money is
करता है
just insane for GE. So
जी डोमिनेट कर रही है
it's going to be a tough half for
जी का
Orangutan,
मैप है
I
ना ये
think.
Yeah. Timeout here is actually
अनबिस
really
कितना
good for
देखा है
OG.
अब
They
तक
need
पूरा
to
अप
kind
टू
of,
डेट हूं मैं
kind of restructure how exactly
ये क्या
upcoming
ट्राई
rounds
से
are gonna be
उसमें
played,
ट्राई
because
करते
Global
भाई मैं
Esports is
स्पोर्ट
kind of
जाऊंगा मैं उतना स्ट्रीम
pummeling
कर
them
ही
in
नहीं
the ground
पाऊंगा
here,
यार
even
और
with
मैं
the
कभी
lurks,
भी
or even if it is
स्ट्रीमिंग
with
को
that
नहीं
set
छोड़
play
सकता मैं
of, you know, going for the triple B split, taking
मेरा कभी
market
स्पोर्ट्स का
and
प्लान
spawn
था ही
all
नहीं वो
together.
तो मैं मेरे
I was a
ऑडियंस
little
के लिए
worried that,
कुछ
you know,
किया
leaving
था और वो
Patrick
अच्छा चल
alone
गया
in, you know,
लेकिन मैं
towards the
कभी लाइफ में
BCT
स्ट्रीमिंग नहीं
side,
छोड़ सकता बे
you know, he would have gotten taken out, in my opinion, if at all. You know, OG were, you know, a little bit more passive, but it was good to see that he was able to hold off
बिंक्स के
his
लिए
own
राइट का
there
सीनियर सिटीजन ये
and did
गया
follow up
भाई
with the kill
ये
as well.
गया
Now, OG, it seems to
लोडिंग
be that they are still going to continue with their defaults, as G now want to aggress
लैग हो रहा
on
हो जी
A, and Patrick, who is probably going to be funneled in towards
अरे ये
elbow
मेरे
really
हिसाब से कोई
quickly.
तो ऑल टैप कर रहा है तो ये लैग हो रहा है
Never mind, he's just going to hold on.
Bad timing.
Oh, okay,
Balanced.
then another
Balanced
cosmetic stun displayed
Balanced
here
agent.
as Patrick gets diabolical.
Very, very
kill, but it's
balanced
traded
agent.
off instantly, so that kind of throws things into a mix. Global Esports, though, still have control here. They're just holding on now, hoping for OG to make another mistake, push up another player up front, seeing where Wenka is going to be peeking out from, because he's been doing that for 2-3 rounds.
Yeah, let's see if Global Esports is counting ultimates, because obviously
Golka
Health
team
didn't
badao,
have it coming
pump
into
it
the
karao,
round.
teams ke
Sometimes getting that kill to trigger the ult access is something that teams won't really pay attention to very closely. So hopefully somebody on G has called that out.
अकबाई के चैट में लिखो
And
नहीं
otherwise, they
फिर
might
जो
be
गाली
running
आएगा
low
ना वो
saying
यहाँ
right
पे दे देना ठीक है मैं ऐसा लॉल बोलूंगा
Take flight.
लॉल ड्यूड
LF, he's gonna have
Same
that stun
agents
to hold him
लेके
off for a
खेल
little
रहे हैं
longer.
सेम
30
एजेंट्स
seconds,
लेके
we're
नहीं खेल रहे
approaching the
ये
clock
एजेंट्स
here.
बेस्ट है
He's in the open to take a fight, will not win that
30
one.
seconds left.
Kelly is
Huh?
gonna take it off. Bank has been spotted. Now they need to fight him here. Slides across. He's not ready for it.
क्या
They
तेरे
double
भाई
swing him.
Out of
And
charge.
Yudo needs to be careful. He's going out too wide in the open. Loses
Last
his
player
life.
standing.
Crystal will trade it back though.
Spike
Hoax
planted.
had to wait for DC there for the fight.
Up,
Nothing's
down, left,
gonna be
right, बेटे थे
happening. Once again, OG, there are little cracks that usually come up.
कभी
about
इंटरनेशनल
these
और
kind of
से
games,
ऑफर
which
आया
are,
तो
you know,
जाओगे
turning
लाइक
out to be
सेल
longer than usual. It's opening up. There are little weaknesses there.
जिंदगी में मैं ऐसे टूल ना छोड़ूं
End up giving fights that they really don't have to is kind of coming into display here, and they need to fix that as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, definitely GE is sort of winning like the micro decision battle right now. A lot of their
ये थोड़ा राउंड
plays
घेजोन
are
था उजी
tight
का
and like they're not over peaking like we were seeing on Haven a lot. They're not really giving
Standing
OG
ahead.
a lot of opportunities
सेन
to
का
like
सीसी ऑप्शन आया
make
था नहीं रे
plays, and sometimes that's the game, right? It's like
Impossible,
whoever
brother.
makes less mistakes right now.
money is not
G
everything
is
man.
not making anything.
money
Yeah.
is a good thing but
Once
not
again, they
everything
try to do that
समझ रहे हो?
B main push, maybe, you know, punish them on the back of that recon,
there.
find somebody off guard. But G were ready for it. They're going to be taken out.
Caution.
ऐसे till I go to heaven
Players.
/L/TVFS
A lot of bullets being spammed here, making sure they check every corner. But
एक और
Venka,
स्लैश डालो
he's crawling in close. He's confident with that sheriff. Maybe he can get one. But GE, no, don't want nothing to do with the B side. They're going to run away. The tripwire has been broken on mid, so that's going to throw them in a bit of a mix on rotation as well. Yudo's going to keep them busy as he
एक और catch?
explores A-Link. He's got a tail right
बहुत
behind him.
risky है भाई
He will
timing
get
हो
away with
सकता
the
था
timing
उसके
here,
साथ
and DC has to get 2 minimum to win this round for his team. Not going to be the case.
भाई
Patrick's gonna take him
साइफर
out.
उड़ोतान
That
है
should be the
तो
end of
ये
it.
नियॉन
OG.
स्मोक में क्यों उड़ा
Yeah, I mean, Yudo is just playing a masterful game right now in Cypher.
भाई कभी
Like,
कभी
he
लगता
played
है
well
यार
in Haven, and on
गलत
this map
दिमाग
he's
है
been
मेरी
incredible in just finding these holds.
एक ने एक और बार
Calling
तो
the
फ्लैंक आया
rotations
ना
back. Kelly's making a good read.
ये
And
था यश
like I
भाई
said, like OG is playing relatively well,
One
but G
enemy
is
remaining.
not making any mistakes.
It's just the pressure he creates, right? Okay, well, okay, that was a great shot.
That's
Wenka.
a diff
Yeah,
right
Udaton.
there.
It's the pressure he creates
Again.
by just being alive, breaking those tripwires, putting down a cage, and, you know, just making sure that OG feel, okay, you know what, there's somebody on mid, we cannot
तो
go
है।
there without utility, or somebody peeking out with me. We
क्या
cannot take
6
the
के
fight
likes
one-on-one
करो?
because he's been that good at making sure that the rotations are scared to go all the way
What is
through to
meaning
the
of
other
CC
side.
content creator
Yeah, I mean that's a huge thing, right? Like
और
we're-
सर ने 4
I was
बेस के
talking
दिया
about
तो
mid is kind
चल
of
रहे
useless.
पैक
It's really good for lurks. It's really good for creating pressure, but it's not so good for the attackers to like actually try and hit a site through most of the time. but you still have to control it.
Heavy practice हो रखी है, heavy practice हो रखी है.
Gotta wait. Smoke's gonna go down. He's gonna try to step away once again. But oh my God, Poppy could have gotten that kill. Unfortunately for him, he could have. The trade-off does come in though. Once again, Techno being taken out by an aftershock. We did see that in the previous map as
थोड़ा
well.
सा name
And
को
Binks is already on
seriously
the
ले
flank.
रहे
He's got a tripwire between him and this
VCT के पहले
flank.
मेरे को एक name change मांगता
Spot
है.
comes through. He's still holding on. Should have actually gotten that kill as Crystal actually just went away towards elbow. Now GE keen on pushing onto a CT. Venka's coming the flank. Crystal ready for it. And he
यार ये
will
same
secure
चीज
this
wall
one
के साथ
mostly
करते
for
मजा
his team.
आता.
That
Wall
one
था
kill
क्या
on
उसके
the
पास?
Venka might have just made OG shut down. Followed it up with a double. Little okay,
उधर भी LF मार
scrappy here and there, but it's still gonna be G in the advantage.
फिर से scrappy
2v1.
बोला इसने OG को. ये क्या?
Will he expect? No, he will
That's
not.
the
Just
sexy
checks
one
it
tap.
for the
That's the
namesake
sexy
and
one
will
tap.
not commit to that check. It's gonna be
The
passive.
fuck
to
is
finish
going on?
off.
It is
He's
buzzard
too.
because of Neon
I
and
hate
Breach.
making new friends.
I mean, Poppy's
भाई
only
मेरा
a
Russian
wee
दोस्त
bit
DC हो
of
गया.
but good recovery. Obviously, the timing from Venka not quite there because of the trip.
Pause one DC
Crystal
पता है
did
आपको
a
को
nice
दिखा.
job coming back and checking on it. Looks like we've got a little bit of a disconnect here,
I'm out of here.
but yeah, I mean, it's not like OG is like playing poorly. They're still, they're trying to find these opportunities,
DC off कर
but
दिया बे.
like the gaps are so small. Like the gaps on Haven were there for them to.
अभी क्या प्लान भाई? ये स्ट्रीम खत्म होएगा उसके बाद मैं थोड़ा ऑफ स्ट्रीम खेलूंगा और फिर मैं आज थोड़ा जल्दी आऊंगा मोस्टली. थोड़ा जल्दी आऊंगा मैं मोस्टली 8:30 बजे के आसपास. फिर रात तक नॉर्मल स्ट्रीम करेंगे, फिर मेंबर्स ओनली करेंगे. आज का प्लान ये है. यश भाई ओपी. यश भाई लाइक बाजू वाले बूट कैंप से पट से वार. ऑन स्ट्रीम के लो बहुत गेमिंग हो जाएगी भाई. बहुत गेमिंग हो जाएगी ऑन स्ट्रीम के लो तो. क्योंकि रोज का ये शेड्यूल रहेगा ना, बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. How will Tibbon provide fast fichulo? बस मैं कोरिया जाओगे क्या कंटेंट बनाने जी टीम के साथ? पता नहीं यार. मॉनिटर डिस्कनेक्टेड, पता नहीं. पीसी ऑफ कर दिया उसने जानबूझकर. प्लीज मैं मेंबर्स ओनली कर रहा हूँ. रोज रात को करता हूँ यार. हाँ
वो मंगाया था, वो पिज्जा खाएगा?
क्या?
वो पिज्जा मंगाया था.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, सैंडविच पिज्जा ना. ना ना ना.
तेरे को कुछ नहीं खाना
ना.
पक्का?
पक्का.
तो मेरे में से खाया तू तो देख लेना.
पक्का. कहाँ से मंगा रही है?
मैं मंगा रही हूँ, मेरे को किधर से भी मंगाना है वो. तेरे को नहीं खाना ना तो मत खा तू.
हाँ बोल अभी. अब चिल्ला ना मेरे पे. सीधा खिड़की से बाहर जाएगा, बाहर भी है. समझ रही है ना?
तेरा पीछे का सब लूप.
क्या लैंग्वेज है ये? क्या लैंग्वेज है ये?
मतलब ये टेडी बेयर था.
हाँ ऐसा बोलो ना.
इस पीछे का.
ये लो. गई है ये, गई. देख रहे हो ना?
देख मेरी पार भी देख.
हेलो टॉक्सिक भाई. मेरे को जेडी भाई क्यों नहीं दिख रही? किधर है जेडी भाई? भाई मैं अंधा हो गया हूँ क्या, या फिर मैं जेडी भाई का हिटर हूँ? आप चैलेंजेस की वॉच पार्टी क्यों नहीं किया? क्योंकि नहीं करना था. वंस मैं आरपी करूंगा एटलीस्ट. माफ कर, एक्सक्यूज मी, मैं नहीं करूंगा रे.
that B side going to be... Oh, okay.
No.
OG pushing in from mid here. The counter stun is perfect to hold Winka off. Aftershock as well. Drone gonna be making sure that it spots him first. And now they're just gonna have to fight this together as a 5. Winka's not connecting anything, but GE together will... What a hold off. Once again, just sitting in their spawn, waiting for OG to make their movements. And they're absolutely on point, reading this, ready for everything. And within seconds, they've gone down to a 5-3-2. I like the idea. I like the proactivity. I like what they had in mind. That stun was really good. But
I don't like the aim.
counter
ऐसा बोलना
utility they
चाहता
dropped in
है.
early
गया.
was really well timed and well thought out.
Yeah, this has been actually kind of a masterclass from Kelly. He had a bit of a rough map, like dragging wise. I thought his form was pretty good overall, but this map, I mean, he's been
By mood में, G
hard,
mood
like,
में.
every single time.
ये मैप गया, ये G का
So
मैप
we're just trying to get
दिख
aggressive.
के आ रहा है G का मैप.
Perfect time to call a much more passive round.
हाँ दिख के आ रहा है G का मैप. I think वो दो
Vision's
दो
there,
round
the
जीता वो भी
ideas are
पिस्तौल
there,
जीतते
the
हैं लोग शायद.
execution's just falling a little short of its distance that it needs to be on. It is
Love
9-2,
love from
and
you,
we're
P.
heading
Love you
into
too.
probably 10-2 territory. By the way, you know everything's going. GE have got 2 great ults as well. One of them is gonna probably, you know,
9 rounds in a row.
things in overdrive. Let's see.
BO3 है,
They're
BO5 है,
now
BO3 है
looking
सारे.
to probably execute it themselves.
पिछले एक को 2 rounds हो
Recon
गया.
gonna set up Patrick.
पहला गेम बहुत प्यारा
towards
खेला लेकिन वो
Tiles, they're gonna break that door.
जीत भी सकते थे वैसे.
Things alive, but Venka,
बहुत प्यारा खेला.
he's gotten in close. They've not spotted him just yet. He's holding a bit of an off angle. Now he gets one, but he's alone. I'm not sure why Hoax didn't choose to peek with him.
ऐसा लग रहा है सिर्फ एक को सपोर्ट करने के
Trade
लिए
potential was almost
पूरा
zero.
जान दे रहे हैं
Hoax
ना.
was kind of in the back line
उसके वजह से
Not ready
ट्रेड
to
और
take
वो
him
सब
on.
थोड़ा लेफ्ट राइट हो रहा है.
at all. And that's given GE ample amount of information.
Yeah, we'll take a little neon diff in this round.
ये अभी भी कितना
GE
डिस्कनेक्ट
fan.
देखो मिड पुश अगर
Which I happen to
3-4
be,
जन कर
so.
दिया तो ब्रीच अकेला है.
Again, I mean the
ये पुश
rotation
कर दिया
is
तो सोवा अकेला है.
nicely called by Kelly here. They're gonna go hit the site that has one player
But at
who has
least
no
Hope is
ability to
rated
stop
कर
them.
रहा है.
Just need to cleanly execute this for a very solid and dominant half.
Indeed.
Here we go.
Smokes out. They're gonna not expect. I was gonna say Kelly, Patrick to be up this close.
30
OG coming on the
seconds left.
flank now, and that's been spotted by
Bye,
Yudotan.
galat.
He's seen everything. GE
Galat
has
info.
information about everything right now, as Patrick's been sent on a mission
Running
towards
low.
CT to just kind of exhaust his
मरना नहीं.
ultimate. Does get a chunk of damage, a headshot with that, but not gonna give out any more, information to OG. Good discipline here to get back on time. As this
By
retake
sexy
from
blind.
OG could mean everything.
Sexy blind,
for the
technically
next
बचा
half.
लिया लेकिन.
They're gonna get 2 here. It's gonna be everything. Poppy gets the trade. Yes, he will. Time is of the
Last
essence for
player
OG.
standing.
It's gonna be Poppy to
Two
clutch
guys?
it out. Does he get the 1? He
Oh
gets the
shit.
4th. The second, gonna connect, and the third's gonna be there as well. But does he have the round? No, he does not.
Yeah, I think-
Almost
Oh no.
No,
I think he does.
take the shot.
almost throaty.
Yeah. Almost a poppy round right there. But
Yep.
9-3, pretty
Switching
solid half
sides.
for GE. Yeah, I mean,
Go, go, go.
you hate to say it as a caster because it's cliche,
Go,
but
go, go.
huge pistol coming up for Orangutan.
Indeed.
9-3 guys नहीं
They
रे.
win this. Well, 9-3 curse.
I
We've
need
seen
doubt.
it happen
This is G's
before.
map pick.
This team in
Whole
particular
team is
more
doing
than
good.
anybody else. Global Esports has been on both ends of the 9-3 curse.
I doubt OG comeback कर पाएगा.
But yeah, we'll find out if that's going to be
But
holding
let's
true
see,
here
let's
for
see.
that.
One round
OG
at a time
really
कर
need to
सकते
win
हैं.
this pistol.
Possible है.
Seems like they're keen on exploiting that towards that A site. For the moment, they've got 3 players.
G
at the
looks
spike right
promising.
there.
It's too soon to say anything right now.
They've left the Sova outside of B. I think he's just
मैं
gonna
मेरे thoughts पूरा
maybe
event होने के बाद
give him a bit of informational play. Yeah, the recon's been exchanged towards B side. Crystal threw
अभी
one
अपन
as
सिर्फ
well.
गेम देखेंगे.
As
ये 6 दिन अपन
GE's
सिर्फ
now
गेम देखेंगे. क्या हो
going
रही
to
है?
go a bit aggressive towards mid.
If the mid re-clear, controlling this area, should be able to suss out that it's going to be an A hit here pretty soon.
A retake.
And it's just going to be a retake.
Indeed it is. They've actually retreated towards the B side. They're going for a lot more of a safer route here. But OG have got control completely. They've got the site as well. There's still a retake camera available on site. That's going to be huge from Udaton to give them information. And there it is. I think he spotted out the two towards spawn. There's a trade 1-for-1, but it's still Global Esports who've got the advantage. Another stun. Techno. He's out in the open, but he's still alive somehow. The board coming in, gets the one kill. Big from him. Global Esports need to flood in. It's going to be Patrick taking the first contact, but Udo, he's hoping DC peeks out. He knows he's low. He just needs one triple tap. Yep, he's going to get the one. Ocean's low as well. He gets the second and third. It's all confirmed. One by one, the damage is going to go down, trickle all the way to 0. As Global Esports patient in that last little second there for Udo to make sure that the A main is controlled, gave them the site and, of course, the round as well.
Yeah, just really nice control, like you said,
Because
by GE. That's one of those situations where if you get a little too ahead of yourself and you give away one kill, you absolutely lose the pistol on the retake.
Yep.
Because like that initial trade of utility was
अगर
really good from
VCT
OG.
टीम के
They
अगेंस्ट
totally
ये
stopped the
पॉइंट पे
retake
जीत गया ना मतलब
initially,
कुछ ज्यादा ही
but GE played that super patiently.
नहीं रे वो लोग
didn't
इतना
kinda
दिन
get
रात
pressured by
प्रैक्टिस
the
करे
spike
अभी भी
timer,
टीम बना है
and was able to just kind of like pick apart the weaker
जी
players.
को जज सिर्फ
on
3 महीने
OG.
बाद जो मैच होगा ना उस पे कर सकते हैं अभी नहीं कर सकते
Pissed off overall, and now they're going for a bit
Pointless
of a
evidence.
exploratory mission towards the main. Recon's been broken. I thought Yudo's actually going to peek on the back of that, even if it was broken. Now they're playing it up and down.
उनका हसल देखते हो नहीं
System.
सुनता हूँ
Gonna take the first. Oh, Benka, he spotted one, he spotted two. The stun's there. He's stuck by the trip, and that's gonna be Crystal securing that kill. Little too ambitious there, Venka. Gets punished for it. And now the backstab is open. Started moving in. Doesn't seem like it's necessary. Crystal's gonna find multiple people there. Elif might have called on the site, but he's not going to be ready for any fights. Pokes, only one left. He's going to go down as well. And the two players who started to hold off on B will finish off this round at the end as well. 11-3, and it seems like we might be heading into the end of this game here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good map for Crystal. It's been a good map for pretty much everybody in the GE. Spread across the entire board. Definitely doing a much better job of shutting down Venka this map than they
मैं
did on
किसके बारे में
Raven,
कुछ
where he
नहीं
kinda
बोल
ran
सकता
wild.
क्योंकि मेरे को
This goes here.
genuinely कोई प्लेयर नहीं मालूम
OG
genuinely मेरे को कोई
in a
प्लेयर
dire need for a round
कौन
here, and
क्या
this is their
role
first
खेल
buy,
सकता है,
and they
मेरे
need to win this if they
Role
want
भी
to establish anything. Aggressive and quick motions from GE
Nice line.
towards A main and mid as well. They set up their players, but Techno is going to make sure that his team stays on top
Techno
in
है
terms of
अभी
numbers.
Techno है
Takes two for the one that GE found, and not backing out just yet. Crystal picks up the Vandal, gonna spam through that smoke, making sure nobody's close in.
Ads
Free kill,
बहुत
not gonna be
सारे
happening.
off करके रखा
OG
बेशरम
clear
बहुत
angle.
सारे
They're gonna go in as a 4, and they're gonna find another.
चार जन ने पीक लिया
Crystal got a little greedy there. But the timing from OG very
I doubt
nice.
elbow clear
Filling that space right as GE
I
was leaving.
highly doubt it bro clear है
We'll see if we can hit the 3 or 4
लेकिन smoke डाला
gun
रीड है
taken away.
Last player standing.
है बे है
Probably not.
है
Well,
वैसे आपका
OG do
दोस्त था ना
secure their buy round at the bare minimum, and
अभी
it was
बता
a
नहीं सकता
really
live
required one as well. If they hadn't gotten that, it would have been GG's
ये
game
केलियस
over.
पुराना प्लेयर है मस्त खेलता है
I thought,
तू
you
भी
know,
तो
G had a
पुराना
good
प्लेयर है
idea there. The flash was great, you know,
Huh?
setting up Patrick on tiles as well. But once again, it's again Helef with that
there.
stun, right?
हंस भाई मुझे esports
Stops
player
off
बननी है करके
the most important incision
there.
point, that's
Redhead ने
Patrick,
बन पा रहा है
and he's the first one
जाओ
they
भाई
find as
जिम
to
जाओ
make
बॉडी
sure.
बनाओ जाओ
No matter who we find as a trade, it's gonna be the Neon who we have to kill first. Because
जाओ
if
भाई
he's taken out, the rest of the team kind of slows down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Breach is good on this map for a reason because the lanes are perfect for the stun.
I am the hunter
Set up.
पड़ी
That's
पड़ी पड़ी पड़ी
perfect. Crystal
कुछ
getting
ज़्यादा ही पड़ी
absolutely a free murder.
One and
He
a
gets away
half
with it as
पड़ी
well. The number of stuns across that A main allows him to make full use of that Hunter's Fury. And Yudo knows that there's one towards mid as well. I'm pretty sure as soon as this script's gonna be broken. Yep, there it is. I think it's gonna flash out, slide out. And they're heading in towards A. No,
Right
they're
there.
just kind of holding on for the moment.
अब
Kelly
ये hold दर्द
calls out
है
for his
ये
team,
जितना hold
saying that
करेगा
they
उतना
could be
sandwich
anywhere
करने
in
का chance
spawn. You guys need to check your extremities, but the motion that's actually called off from OG is the fact that Jeeve pushed up A main. Yudo's holding the most amazing position. Yudo holding on, waiting for the trigger discipline, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna need it for any longer. Great stuff there. Venka, the only one who finds a kill from OG this round, is going to have to get away as well. 12-4, and this might just be the end of the first series of this face-off Global Esports event.
Yeah, a little too confident that Sober's not going to turn around there from Yudo for my taste.
Yeah, I
like
swear.
Keep him on my screen at the very least, but...
To be fair, you know, my eyebrows just went straight up. I'm like, oh, okay, then we're doing this already. And then, all right,
yeah.
Kind of hold it,
But yeah, one more chance for OG to try and make a comeback here. Oh, that's a good start. Making up the first kill.
Ooh, okay, Crystal. The double there was massive from him, and Patrick a little too out of the field, gave himself up there. It's a 2v2.
Is that a court shot or a Matka shot, dude?
Yudo's got the perfect position to find one. There goes the new ult. Just needs to get away. Doesn't even need to fight that anymore. They got the spike in their hands as well. It's on A main. All they need is for DC to make his moves, make his mistakes. Where does he plan to go? He's got a minute to play with play all the way from mid and kind of flank him, and that's already been marked as well. They're ready for everything. They kind of just submitted themselves towards A main, both the G players, and DC is heading in the same direction that had just been marked.
Plus, पहला मैच हारने के बाद momentum थोड़ा left right हो गया रहेगा.
Yeah, Yudo's got the read on this. I mean, he's kind of shown this map why we picked him up. Like he's just too good in the trials not to have on our team. Switching over to another role to make room for Patrick Hu on Duelist. I mean, he's just such an intelligent player as I see him get timing here. But I mean, he really is just making a lot of good.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. He gave him too much time. DC gave him too much time to just kind of think, okay, you know what, maybe he might just be on something. We're just gonna have a quick peek-see, and that's going to be it. The end of the series, 2-0 for Global Esports as they finished 13-4 on map 2. And Sunset pretty clearly showing why you guys picked it at Elevated. You know, honestly, great map from them.
Yeah, just a really clean performance overall. I mean, we didn't get to see a ton on the defensive side from GE, but I think it would have been sort of more of the same. Like, basically every time the OG tried something, GE had the perfect counter for it. And you know, especially on the attack side, just like reading Kelly's read on the game was really excellent. Every time that OG was getting aggressive, GE was like really far back in spawn, ready for it. We were looking at the ults, we were looking at the money situation, expecting the play patterns from OG, and I mean, it kind of helps. We're playing the same comp, right?
So like basically, जब भी Venka first blood नहीं मारता, तब close जाती है, और जब Venka first blood मारता है, तभी close नहीं जाती. Basically.
Yeah. Global Esports, really great pickup. Like I said, from the last map, they're gonna, you know, just kind of ride on the momentum. And as Jivy mentioned as well, right?
Kelly Bhai ने 10 plant किए हैं. Love you यार, Techno Helif DC Bhai. शो मैच है, 3 मैप खेलेंगे ना, 2-0. नहीं, ये लोग ने पूरा वैसा किया रे. वीसीटी में कैसे रहता, सारे बेस्ट ऑफ 3. तो भले ही शो मैच है, ये लोग वो वाला पूरा वाइब दे रहे, ताकि वो लोग वैसे वाइब में ही प्रैक्टिस करें. So I think 2-0 हो गया, तो that is the end. I don't think so. Okay,
mistakes again and again. OG went out solo, went out in places where their utility could have been used, did not fully put down their foot in places where they could have won their fights. And Kelly was in the best position to read those out and just, you know, make sure that his team knows what they're doing, plays on the back of his util. And Patrick, once again, I feel like he could have, you know, probably had a little bit more impact, but hey, he did his job really well. That was creating space, and I'm glad about that. I'm happy that, you know, he was able to make the space needed for the team.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things, right? Like, obviously, we've been kind of like hyping up Patrick Hu. Like, who is this guy?
We are hyping Patrick Hu, like, who is this guy? बोला उसने. क्या वैलो का पता है तुम लोगों को सबसे बेस्ट बात क्या है? हाँ? VP points. And now you can buy VP points at a very, very, very good and reasonable cheap price. All thanks to Router Shop. जहाँ पे आपको बहुत सारा परसेंटेज ऑफ मिलता है अलग 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 वीपी पे, और इसके साथ ही साथ 3% कैशबैक भी है. पहले 8% था जब मैंने बोला था, तभी तुम लोग ने लिया नहीं. अभी 3% है. अभी भी अगर लिया नहीं, बाद में समझ रहे हो. और ये जो डिस्काउंट है ये भी बाद में समझ रहे हो. तो आपको क्या करना है, जल्दी से मेरी लिंक पे जाना है, डिस्क्रिप्शन में जाना है और टॉप अप करके रख देना है. फिर जब भी स्क्रीन आएगा पट से 1 क्लिक लेने का. और इसी के साथ साथ बहुत सारे ऑफर हैं. भाई डन. हाँ क्या ऋषि सर, दैट वाज अ ग्रेट गेम. पहला मैप में क्या हुआ था? ऋषि सर भी लाइक भीज. गाली नहीं प्लीज, गाली नहीं. आज अच्छी दिन है. गाली नहीं, आज अच्छी दिन है. आई वॉज होपिंग वी वुड लूज फर्स्ट मैप फार्मिंग के लिए ना. मेरे को पता था, मेरे को पता था. तो गाइस बहुत सारे अलग अलग चीज़ों पे अलग अलग डिस्काउंट है, आप देख सकते हो. यू कैन गेट इट फॉर अ वेरी गुड प्राइस. तो जल्दी से जाके चेकआउट करो और देखो. ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है. More views than for map 3. रोसी भाई 8% दे रहे. अरे नहीं दे रहे रोसी भाई 8%. मुझे भी 8% था तभी का हो. हाँ लेकिन प्लेयर्स खेल रहे हैं बढ़िया. प्लेयर्स बढ़िया खेल रहे हैं. ऋषि सर एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट है, लेकिन समझ रहे हो, हल्का सा क्रिस्टल के साथ फ्रेंडशिप होना. भाई क्यूटी को देखो.
어떻게 기분 어떠시냐고 물어봤는데.
첫 맵에서
We can't hear you, bro.
पानी बाद में बरो भाई.
hello.
हेलो हेलो.
Yeah.
वापस जेडी चैट में. जेडी भाई का तो
What's
चैट
up,
नहीं
King?
दिखा
How
है.
you feeling today?
जेडी भाई आज आपका दिन नहीं है. सच्ची मेरे को नहीं दिखा
Feel good.
कसम से.
Yeah, feel good today. Yeah.
Feel good, play good, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you. Tell me, how was this second game for
भाई
you? How
एकदम
did
शाय
you
टाइप
feel
बंदा है ये.
while playing the game?
भाई
How was the
क्रिस्टल
game?
के साथ दोस्ती मांगता.
It's kinda easy for me because our team doing very well. So I just doing my job.
All right. I mean, you were really good on that cipher on
11
attack.
13 था मैप 1.
Can
इजी
you
बोला
tell
इसने.
me
यश
what
भाई देख रहे हो ना.
changed from map 1 to map 2? What was the big difference? You guys had 13-11 and now 13-4. What was the big difference in map 1, map 2?
यूनिवर्स भाई आई विल टेल यू द बिग डिफरेंस. पहला मैप ही अलग था, दूसरा मैप भी अलग था. पहला मैप किसी और का पिक था, दूसरा मैप किसी और का पिक था. पहले मैप पे इतने स्टैट्स नहीं थे, दूसरे मैप में बहुत सारे स्टैट्स थे क्योंकि अपना मैप था. दैट इज द वेरी बिग डिफरेंस. क्वेश्चन नहीं.
Great job.
Well,
Were
indeed.
you nervous at all, Yudo, going to game one? Do you have any nerves?
पहला सनराइज था,
Yeah,
दूसरा
kinda
सनसेट था.
I mean,
Udo, have you,
respect. That's how it is.
I mean, to be fair, Udo, you did play Ascension in China, right? You played there, and that was a very different. How different is China from APAC? You've played here. How different is it right now from China to where you are playing right now?
यहाँ पे इतना जल्दी. क्या ही आंसर
Wait, I
देगा.
need
अभी तो आया है
translate.
भाई. हाँ भाई एक क्वेश्चन का आंसर तुम दो.
지금 하는 거랑 이제 다른 점이 뭐냐고.
अभी तो आया है. एक मैच ने खेला. कहाँ से डिफरेंस बताएगा.
어떻게 답변하고 싶어?
중국은 되게 공격적으로 게임하는 것 같고 중국에서 지금은 모두가 다 정해진 체계적으로 움직이는 것 같고.
알겠습니다. Alright, so in China, like the most of the teams in China, they usually do very aggressive, but as of now, we're playing in sort of principle. We're following some sort of principle right now, So he thinks it's better in
Discipline में खेल रहा है.
Cool. Can I ask you one more question?
Yes,
하나
yes,
더 물어봐도
yes,
되냐고
yes.
하네요.
नहीं अभी नहीं
Right,
अभी
he
नहीं
said
अभी
yes, yes.
अभी नहीं. जब ऋषि सर परमिशन देंगे तब
My
अभी नहीं
question
नहीं
for
पूछ सकते.
Yuta is obviously he lost to Crystal in Ascension. So how is it to have Crystal on his team? And how does it feel to carry Crystal on map number 1?
That's a good question.
아,
That's a good
그
question.
어센션에서
लेकिन क्रिस्टल के
그
साथ
크리스탈
no funny
있는
business.
팀한테
Please मेरा दोस्त है.
졌는데, 네, 이제 오늘 첫 번째 맵에서 이제 크리스탈을 이제 이끄는 그런 기분이 어땠는지 좀 물어보네요.
사실 뭐 지금 당장이라도 지금
बेचारे को सारे क्वेश्चन से तो
하고 싶지만
टूटने वाले मिल रहे.
그래도 지금 같은 팀이 됐으니까 같이 열심히 으쌰으쌰 하고 같이 게임을 해보니까 이제 별 다른 건 없더라고요.
아, 별 다른 건 없다.
팀에서
야.
이제 세컨드 콜 같은 걸 잘해줘가지고
네.
게임하기 편한 것 같아요.
아, 그러니까 세컨튼 콜이라는 게
बराबर.
좀,
약간 IGL 다음에 게임에
아,
지금 가야 된다.
알겠습니다. So I think it does not change a lot of things, but still he's a good member of our team. He does a lot of second call, which is very good for him to get a lot of information in the game. So he thinks
Hi,
it's very
welcome to the
cool
vlog.
be with him
Miss
in our
you.
team, in the same team.
Nice.
Awesome.
I have one more question for him. He was playing duelist for most of his time in China, and now he's had a role change. He's playing the Cypher, and he's only played it for a short time. How has the change been for him? Is he already feeling that he can do this better?
그 중국에 있을 때 타격대로
एक
계속
दिन में पिला रहा है.
플레이를 하셨잖아요. 근데 이제 이 짧은 시간 동안
आ रही
타격대에
है.
좀 이제 롤 체인징을 좀 했었어야 되는데 지금
उड़ोतान
기분이
बाय
어떻고
पिया ट्रेंड है मेरे
이
हिसाब से.
어떤 메타에 좀 잘 적응할 수 있었던 것 같은지 물어보네요.
Yes, I am feeling the josh. Come on, ऐसा बोल.
그 감시자의 적응을 잘 하지 못해서 최대한 적응하려고 노력 중이에요. 지금 메타로 봤을 때는 저에게는
मेरा
아마
प्ले स्टाइल वैसा नहीं है लेकिन मैं अभी एडजस्ट कर रहा हूँ वो प्ले स्टाइल में. I think
알겠습니다.
it works.
So he's actually getting hang of things as playing Cypher, and he's doing he's putting most of his effort on this playing this kind of Cypher things.
एक्चुअल में
And
इसका
he
कैमरा
thinks
ने
it's-
ज्यादा इन्फो दिया है.
He feels good
बहुत
about
से ज्यादा इसका
Cypher,
कैमरा दे इन्फो
most
दिया.
likely, yeah.
तो कौन था?
Nice.
For
Elevated,
Crystal
do you
था
have
क्या?
any question? Last question.
Are you going to have a celebratory
I would like to
dinner,
apologize.
and what are you going to eat tonight?
아, 오늘 저녁 어떤 거 드시는지.
बड़ा पाव.
케밥 먹는답니다. 케밥.
All right, so we're gonna go for kebab. Yeah.
Nice.
Before he goes,
Very good.
anything he wants to say to the fans who are watching him right now?
아, 그리고
Hello.
팬들한테 이제 하고 싶은 말씀.
मैं फैन.
오늘 비록 첫 맵에서
भाई है तो सही क्यों?
아슬아슬하게 이겼지만
हाँ है तो सही क्यों?
경기부터는 준비 제대로 해서
यही दोस्ती मत करो यार.
All right, so the first match was really close, but he's gonna do his best to own the every other teams as much as possible.
Let's go. That's my goat.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Urotan. Thank you so much. All the best for next matches. See you.
다음 경기도 잘하시길 바란다고 합니다. All right, he said thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
भाई
Thank you.
कितने हम्बल लोग रहते बे लोग. चलो अभी एक ऋषि भाई का एक इंटरव्यू हो जाए.
He's such a sweet
ऋषि
kid,
भाई जाओ
right?
फट से
You
वहाँ
can
पे.
clearly see
Boot
that
camp पे
he
हो आप.
is, he's shy to talk on.
वैसे भी डिले नहीं है. आप स्ट्रीम स्नैप हो रहे थे. आपको पता है ना वेंका ने आपको स्ट्रीम स्नैप किया. एक राउंड मेरे पास प्रूफ्स है. प्रूफ्स. ऐसे हवे में बात नहीं करता है. प्रूफ्स. There is no delay.
The pro should leak too much, but he's like, we'll be in a
और
soccer
एक हम
class,
लोग
and we'll
एकदम
actually
बचलेस.
clearly want a round to be like a 5v1. The guys on like
Yeah.
classic or something like that. Yuta will run up behind Kelly and shoot, and Kelly will freak out because he thinks somebody's run up behind him. And,
दिखाओ
you know,
प्रूफ्स.
so
वो
he's the guy that's
shotgun है
always
ना?
trolling people. But yeah, he's a
हेवन वाला.
I mean, I really wish we can see that side of his personality.
Free
and
Fire wala.
hopefully we're able to capture it in the videos that we have with the team coming up in the week. So if you want to see the troll Yudotan, you guys need to subscribe, watch every single thing that comes up. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've spoken to the player who did have a great impact on this game. Let's talk to the coach, shall we? Who kind of orchestrated the confidence of this team right before they settled in. Sunset was 13-4, and of course, a big hand of that goes to Juvie. So let's have him on the segment.
Just saying,
Juvie,
11-13 में
second
भी
game?
जुवी का ही हाथ थी.
I told you I was gonna go better, and it did. So
माफ
you know,
करो.
maybe confidence isn't all fake, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is we played more confident. We weren't afraid to make plays. The biggest thing in this game is you have
भाई
to
लेकिन
be
बहुत smart
the one
बंदा
to
है
make
ये.
plays, not the one to let people make plays on you.
बहुत smart बंदा है.
Yeah. Well, you know, there
knows
was a lot of confidence that, you know,
उसको
was
क्या करने
exuded
क्या. He
in
knows.
that first round itself, even
बहुत
though
good
you guys
vibes
were
आ
trying
रहे
to
हैं
take
इससे,
up a
पता
bit
है.
of space, that OG were trying to again be that proactive self. But this time,
पिछले
it
कोचेस के
was
बारे में
really,
पता नहीं
really
मेरे को.
clear
इससे
that
अच्छी
you
vibes आ
guys
रही है.
were in control in terms of reading what
पिछले
they were
इसमें
going
मेरे
to
को वो
do.
पसंद था.
So
कौन
how
था
did
वो?
that work? Was that you telling a little bit? Was
असिस्टेंट
it Kelly
कोच
as
था,
mostly?
कौन था वो? बहुत
No,
प्यारा बंदा
it's
था.
all Kelly. I mean, I can't say nothing in the middle of the game. So that's all Kelly making the reads. It's all our team giving him the information. Udaton calling out, "Hey, Cypher's A, come back to A," you know, stuff like that.
ओके
You
भाई
know,
ये
it's
गया.
a team effort for sure.
Elevate, you got any questions for him?
जुवेनाइल, आप जब गुस्सा होते हो तो आप
I guess
कैसा रिएक्ट करते हो
main
ऐसे?
question would just
वो
be
बताओ,
like
फेसेस बताओ.
the
कि मैं इसको गुस्से में
tempo
देख नहीं पा रहा हूँ.
changes. I mean,
बिग
how
टाइम, हाँ
proud of
बिग
Kelly
टाइम.
are
बिग
you?
टाइम था
I
क्या?
mean,
हाँ
I
बिग
was
टाइम था.
proud. I felt like a proud
Yeah.
father. I was like, he's reading this game perfectly right now.
बिग
Yeah,
टाइम,
he
बिग
did
टाइम.
really good, and that's something he's gonna
बिग
keep
टाइम
getting
से
better
अच्छी
at. He
वाइब्स आ
sort
रही
of
थी.
gets an idea of how I think the game should be played, how we think the game should be played, and he's getting better every day. Like you know, look, we talked about Friday, I think, or Thursday it was technically, was like our
और
best
मैच
day
है
of
खत्म
practice yet.
खत्म.
You know, and that came down to a lot to Kelly having a
मगर मैं
good
समझो
read,
ऐसे तो
sort of getting an
वैलो
idea of how he wants to
मोबाइल है
call,
ना बनी और
and
आप
what works
कोच
best for
एनालिस्ट
us.
ऑफर
Right,
किया.
every team is different.
ऑफर क्या? मैं खुद फ्री में काम करूंगा भाई.
That's really great to hear as well because I,
क्या
you know,
ऑफर किया?
genuinely, I feel like he kind of, you
मैं
know,
फ्री में काम
first
करूंगा.
game, yeah,
और
like
मैं
you
कोच
know,
एनालिस्ट
mentioned that he was
नहीं
kind of
भी हो तो भी
nervous.
मैं
I feel
हेल्प
like that was
करूंगा.
kind of, you know,
पागल हो गए क्या? ऐसे
he
क्यों
was
बोले?
there for the entire team as well. But the second game, they kind of came into their own, and he just mentioned as well, right? You know, he's going through his role change, but he's still really
मैं मेरे को वैलो पॉइंट्स
strong
बात
on
करना
that
है.
cipher
लिंक है
as
ना
well. You
डिस्क्रिप्शन
know,
में है, पिन कमेंट पे
what
जाके
have
चेकआउट
you
कर लो.
told him about playing this role? You know that he's gotten it so well already. He's got great timings. The pressure that's created by him mid round as well, really good.
वैलो मोबाइल के लिए
What
क्यों
advice
बनेंगे?
have you given him?
अगले 1-2 साल में आना
Just
तो चाहिए वैसे.
constantly like fixing mistakes, constantly trying to work on him and his timing, constantly working on, hey, you shouldn't go then, bait these guys, you know, like you're allowed to bait now. You're allowed to be bait, you know, just and don't be afraid to take ones. If they give you a one, take it. You know what I mean? As defense, you're not supposed to give people a 1v1. So if they're giving you a 1v1, take it. Udaton has such a game, you guys can see. And like I know you know, even on top of that, Patrick didn't play as well as you know as I've been hyping him up, bro. But I'm hyping up Udaton just as much, and we can see what Udaton can do. So I'm promise you, throughout the season, you guys will see both of those kids popping off like crazy.
That's it. That's it. But Patrick
honestly,
who?
both of them have been really great.
पूरा टाइम
and
यही
even,
जोक
of course,
चलेगा पैट.
we have more to look forward to in the next couple of days. So we're gonna have to continue this conversation as and when we see more and more, you know, teams come up, and of course more maps played by G, so we can see what is the pool of, you know, skill that you guys have cooked up in the last couple of weeks. Jui, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. All the best.
कल आना, कल
boys.
बोला बेसिकली इस दिन.
All right.
चलो इसी के साथ जाते हैं. मोर वो है बेरेना वाला. हेलो. इसी के साथ जाते चैट अपन आएंगे स्ट्रीम करने. होपफुली 8:30 बजे. थोड़ा जल्दी स्ट्रीम करेंगे, थोड़ा लॉन्ग स्ट्रीम करेंगे, फिर मेंबर्स ओनली करेंगे. अभी मैं ऑफ स्ट्रीम खेलने जा रहा हूँ, थोड़ा चिल करने जा रहा हूँ. ठीक है, मिलते हैं गाइस. बाय 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 बाय. आदियोस. चढ़ी में आदियोस. टेक केयर. आई होप यू एंजॉयड एंड प्लीज 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 डोंट जज एनी टीम. ये मैं सिर्फ जी के लिए नहीं बोल रहा, ओजी के लिए भी, और जो आगे मैचेस आने वाले हैं उसके लिए भी. शो मैच है, लोग एक दूसरे से खेल के सीख रहे हैं. अभी तक कोई इवेंट चालू नहीं हुआ है, सो बी वेरी रिस्पेक्टफुल. ठीक है, और इसके अलावा बाकी सब चीज़ जो भी हो रहा है उस पर भी ध्यान मत दो. वी आर टू कीप गोइंग फॉरवर्ड इन लाइफ. ठीक है, पॉजिटिव चाहिए मेरे को. मेरी चैट नहीं आ रही, लिंक्स में डिस्क्रिप्शन में है मेरी जान, डिस्क्रिप्शन में है. ठीक है, चलो गाइस, बाय 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 बाय. आदियोस. चढ़ी पे आदियोस. टेक केयर. सी या. आते हैं. चलो बाय. रेड बुल टूर्नामेंट वॉच पार्टी नहीं रे, मेरे को पता ही नहीं है उसके बारे में कुछ. Bye-bye.
But when there's no hope hiding, no chance concealing what deep down I felt for you.